Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Rome campaign. I have to apologize, I am fighting off a bit of a cold, so my voice may be a little shot. But this campaign is in no ill situation. Last episode, that was a smooth transition right there. Last episode, we had our expedition to Egypt, which went very, very well. We came back with thousands of gold in sack money and dozens of slaves. And, perhaps more importantly for the grand strategy of the campaign, we also pretty badly disrupted Egypt's core economy in the Nile Delta area. Now, I'm not taking credit for this, but they also, around the time of this war, ended their Fezzan War in a pretty small peace deal win. So they did win the war, but they didn't get as much as I think they could have if they weren't distracted by other things. They didn't get any of the good oasis territory deep in the desert either, so they just got this kind of bad desert coastline territory. Who knows what they're thinking, but this does bring them closer to Western North Africa, which is a territory I consider in my sphere of influence, so not so great. But they could have had a bigger Fezzan peace deal, maybe if we hadn't done our thing. Over in the east, they did just directly lose the war with the Seleucids. Seleucids didn't have the most cohesive peace deal with them, but they did retake a lot of Syrian territory and some Anatolian coastal territory, which brings the Seleucids into the Mediterranean once again. This definitely is pretty good for our campaign, as although I'm not necessarily trying to help the Seleucids become a major power, I mean, they're already a major power, become a more major power than they already are, and potentially interfere with my own ambitions. The Seleucids have their base of power much further away than Egypt, and in general, I think they're going to be less likely to interfere, particularly in the Greek area, where the Egyptians have a bunch of random feudatories and a lot of influence. Areas that I'm trying to go into, I think the Seleucids are just a better successor to back over the Ptolemaics at the minute, and anything that weakens the Ptolemaics is good for this campaign indirectly, based on that reasoning. So that's pretty good. And then last episode, we also went to war with Macedon once again. We seized the Thessaly province from them, which completes our ownership of the Macedonia region, and we seized Illyrian territory in order to do our mission tree because of the 3 tiles required from Illyria for this mission here. We got a bunch of these missions done and got our colonia set up, and there's a few more missions to get to that require different things we don't have quite yet. Greek allies, by the way, we're just not going to do because this is just not the plan for this particular campaign. But Eastern Strike Fleet, we need 15 more light ships, and we're going to get a 10-year naval movement and maintenance bonus from this, so that's worth grabbing. If not to start the mission right away, at least to get the mission available to start right before we finish this whole mission tree, just so we have that bonus when we want some naval maintenance reduction handy, both when the maintenance is raised and when it's lowered. Because even on lower maintenance, our navies are still quite expensive to maintain. Northern Sweep will require this 1 tile, which is difficult to reach, but we're trying to set up some Romans on either side to turn it into a colony. This is just going to require some more finagling. I'll get back to this later, as this is going to be pretty complicated to set up, given how awkward of a spot it's in. But once I can set up another colony over here, our colonial ventures ends 501. We can possibly get enough Romans onto this continent somewhere to move over in terms of being slaves, to have the 4 Romans and 3 non-Romans needed in the 1 tile for it to work. So we shall see what we can do. Our best bet's probably over here in Skodra, which does have 4 non-Romans, and we can just move slaves around super easily. So if we can just get 4 Roman slaves onto this continent, at the minute we do have 4 Roman slaves. So actually, you know what? This was I haven't looked at this since I did this last episode, so maybe we can do this right now. Hold that thought. Let me go ahead. I'm trading for vegetables already, aren't I? Aren't I? Am I not trading for vegetables? I thought I was doing a permanent vegetable trade now. I guess I stopped trading for vegetables for some reason. Alright, let me just trade for them temporarily. I should be trading for them permanently. Let me trade for them temporarily, just so that I can do this really quick. This is worth just seeing if I can get addressed right now. Let's move 1 slave over here. I can't believe I'm doing this in the middle of my intro, but whatever. I'm going to get this thing wrapped up, and I'm going to do it now. Oh yeah, because it's disloyal. That's why this doesn't solve the problem. I remember now why I can't fix this, because of the disloyalty. Okay, so at least it is fixable once the province is loyal, so that's good to know. So all we need to do is wait for the province to become loyal in order to get that mission complete, because we have enough Roman slaves now. We're in the clear. We are in the clear. All right, trade for livestock once again. And let's quadruple check these guys. Don't allow slave promotion. Good. These 4 Roman slaves need to stay right here and not move around. We actually have 5 Roman slaves because one of them is an Israelite, but it's still a Roman slave. Okay, so we're in the clear to complete that mission once we can interact with this province, which will just take some time. So that's pretty good. Ironically, once we complete this mission, we get a Colonia over there, which would have helped us complete the mission. So that's pretty great. And then lastly, we've got Home of Civilization. This is to conquer this northern Greece, or really, it's not really northern, but I guess it's on the northern side of the Greece region, which is a very diagonal region. But this Greece region over here, technically 2 Greece regions, Boeotia and Attica. Now, between episodes, I spent a very long time trying to make sense of the mess that is the Greek diplomatic situation down here. Basically, here's what I figured out. There's essentially 3 diplomatic blocks, and then there's sort of the 4th influence of Egypt from afar, who is allied with or has overlord status over some of these nations. But in summary, there's the Macedonian bloc, which includes their ally Athens, so Macedon and Athens come in as a team. And then, if we were to attack Macedon, they also bring in Epidaurus, Troezen, and Stymphalia down here. And if we were to attack Stymphalia and these 2 guys, they also then bring in Macedon, but not Athens, so that should be noted. And then you've got the Messenia bloc, which is Messenia, their feudatory Dyme over here, and their defensive league, which also brings in Athens, but not Macedon. And very, very importantly, this brings in Pellene, who otherwise is an ally, not a feudatory. They're an ally of Egypt. So if we attack Pellene, they bring in Egypt as an ally. Also, if we were to attack Crete, they're a client state of Egypt, so they bring in Egypt as an ally. We actually can't attack Crete except through an attack. Well, we can attack Crete, but we can't attack Crete without Egypt coming in. So Crete, who fortunately is not technically part of this mission tree, even though they're part of the Greece region, we don't need to worry about them for this mission. Though we do need to worry about them for this mission, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me talk about Liberate Greece in just a minute, because that gets even more complicated. So the first sort of block is the Macedon-Athens block. The second block is the Messenia block. And then the third block is Sparta, who's the most isolated. They're allied just with Aetolia, but that's it. So Sparta and Aetolia are a team. No defensive leagues here at all. So basically, there's a lot of ways to get into a war in Greece, and even though I have a truce with the Macedon-Athens block that is going to be until late 503, I actually can attack these guys at will, because through their defensive league partners, I can attack either Macedon or I can attack Athens, because they're in different defensive leagues. Athens, incidentally, is in a defensive league with the Messenia block, as I noted earlier. So what I can do, this will require multiple wars no matter what I do, but what I can do is go to war as soon as my troops arrive, and I want to use my manpower, so I will be doing this at the start of this video, once I should say at the start of unpausing, because there's a lot more to come in terms of the beginning of this video. We're 50 years into this campaign, so there's going to be a big review of all of my territory, but I'm going to be attacking Macedon through an attack on one of their defensive league partners, which will call just them in and not call in Athens, and then I'll attack Athens alongside Messenia later. So we're going to start cleaning up the Greek territory in the future. So that's the situation with that. Now, let's talk about our government, because we've got ourselves a new consul, Faustus Fabius, who is of the Bonii faction. We did a lot of stuff to ensure a Bonii consulship so that we could have a good economic 5-year period here, and that is exactly what we're getting now. Although, thanks to a recent cancer diagnosis, his stats have plummeted, which I guess is understandable if he's got an illness as serious as cancer. In this ancient time period, there's really no way to treat this thing, so hopefully he just has luck on his side and he manages to live a fair bit longer here. I guess we'll see. He is healthy because he just got the diagnosis recently. But in terms of talking about Faustus, he is a benefactor, which in terms of relevant modifiers here, monthly popularity plus 0.05. And then slave happiness 8% additional in Italia. And then on top of that, every slave in the entire nation is 8% happier too. Whilst there may be no such thing as true altruism, Faustus comes awfully close. He's a pillager, 10 default corruption, and 1 monthly wealth, and pirate fleet maintenance minus 10%. That is pretty, it would have been pretty useful last episode, but nope, we've got him now. That's fine. Faustus is a brigand who has no qualms with expanding their own wealth at the expense of others, seizing as much spoils as possible in both times of war and peace. Faustus also has no issues with associating with the pirates who similarly pillage the wealthy cities along the coast. Interesting. He's also deceitful, ticking, plus 0.05 monthly corruption, and 1 finesse. The truth may be honorable, but at least according to Faustus, it doesn't get you very far. As noted earlier, he has cancer, -2 to all of his stats, and 1% reduced health. We could try to seek treatment, but I don't think that's going to help too much. In this time period, there is basically no understanding of what cancer is or how to even treat it, so let's just hope that he lives long enough to serve the state in his consulship, at the minimum. 1% reduced health, and what I noted earlier about the attributes. Cancer comes in many forms and is a death sentence to those who acquire it. So, stat-wise, he's not in great shape, but he's being helped out by his Popularis co-consul, Decimus Valerius Brutus, who is prominent, devout, vengeful, cold, and maimed, 6856. So all of the stats, except for charisma, are going to be coming for the nation from Brutus. Let's go ahead, actually, and give Faustus here an oratory focus so that his own oratory is a bit higher, as the oratory is the one stat he's providing to the nation. Let's just go for oration focus, I think. This should now help with tyranny reduction and claim fabrication speed, so that's perfectly fine. Right, let's talk about our slightly more promising situation with the consulship, given that our current consul is not in great shape. We have a very good next consul that's predicted. Appius Claudius Lucius is returning to the consul seat in 5 years, 10-10-8-8. He is getting pretty old at 61, but he doesn't have the health problems of his presumed predecessor that he will have at that point. And he will be continuing the Bonnie consulship with his election, so this is pretty good. What's even more crazy about Rosas, beyond just his really good stats and that he's a Bonnie character, this guy has extreme support from everybody. All of the Bonnie vote for him. He is the party leader, so that's no big surprise. But more interestingly, 73% of the Optimates and 63% of the Populares support him as well. I don't have any explanation for why this guy is so popular with everybody, but I'm fine with it. He's popular with me too. This guy's got great stats, and we're going to have a much stronger Bonnie consulship in 5 years if we manage to keep him around for that period. And then our previous co-consul, Claudia Prima, is going to be reprising her role as the co-consul, not really helping much. She'll give him extra zeal, but that's it. That's perfectly fine. She's also a Bonnie character, of course. And speaking of the Senate, the Bonnie have not only assumed the consulship, giving the nation 15% reduced build cost and 10% reduced monthly wages, but also they have 41% control. As usual, whenever the Populares win or lose a consular election and leave the consulship, a lot of the support that they gain in these big waves kind of leaves with them. And so I feel like the Populares kind of surge into popularity with a consulship that they own, and then once some other faction is in charge of the consulship, the Populares lose all that support that they just gained. And so that massive blowout Populares factional support that we saw last episode has completely gone back down to their, I guess, resting level of 22%. This is, I assume, the ideological core of their faction, and all the turncloaks that came over from the Optimates have slunked back over, rejoined the Wolves over in their seats. So that's perfectly fine. A lot of people joined the Bonnie as well, so things are a bit more even once again, which, if anything, is easy to manage, and overall approval across the board is mostly under control. Optimates approval is ticking down, but I'm not too worried about this, all things considered. Once we fix the Scorn family, this will be under control once again. Speaking of which, the game is a little glitched out right now and thinks that we have a disloyal co-ruler, which we don't, even though the game says we do. I've actually done the math on this. This is just a glitch with when I've reloaded the game. And once I do anything, once I do a few specific actions at least, this will be readjusted. Should be completely fine. But before I attend to that, I do need to attend to some other matters. I need a new Tribunus Plebis, and we do have a Scorn family that I need to fix as well. I'm going to do something a bit weird, actually, because our previous consul, Marcus Valerius Lepidus, is a really good candidate for this position. I'm actually going to do something different with him, and something you may not be expecting. I'm going to actually make him the governor of Magna Graecia. Now, I've complained a lot about my Magna Graecia governorship having a cycling, revolving door of governors, but this time, even though this is an older character who will likely die in the next 10 years or so, maybe not that soon, but we'll see. We'll see. I think he's ailing at the minute, and he has diphtheria. So, whatever the case, for my wars in Greece, I need to have a good martial governor, and my governor of Italia, who of course is Faustus, does not have good martial, one martial only. I do actually have one other option, which is to make use of my single Macedonian light cav that has been formed from our very small levy over there, led by the incredible Fabia Prima. She is a really amazing character, very young, and 10-10 for martial finesse. Macedonia is in good hands here, but one single cohort to lead the armies is not really enough flexibility for what could be a kind of complicated multi-front war. with how many different moving parts there are with any war in Greece, with all the different alliances and whatnot. So the better and safer bet is to actually have the mega integration levy be led by a high martial character. And if we were to replace the governor with Lepidus, he's high martial and high finesse. And he's of the family that's scorned, which means everything gets fixed in one fell swoop. So with that noted, he is now the governor of Magna Graecia. We'll have to adjust all of the policies that he's set them to. So also he's disloyal temporarily, which we also have to attend to. What's the problem here? Disloyal co-ruler. Yeah, so this is just the glitchy co-ruler thing. Once we do certain things, this should be addressed. But let's assign a new Tribunus Plebis first and see if that adjusts it. Again, the co-ruler thing, and I'll just show you the math really quick. You can just read the numbers if you pause the video, but this does not add up to 0. This is actually like 55 or something, so this is just a glitch. Once we assign the Tribunus Plebis, this should adjust and recalculate. Let's just go for Manius Claudius, and I guess what I can do just to get this cleaned up here is, I think if I, let's see here, what did I do before? I was doing this a test save to make sure that this worked correctly. I could give him free hands. Actually, hold on, it's adjusted already. Never mind. We're in the clear again. So you should now be... Okay, he's just still disloyal for other reasons. Fair enough, I guess. Okay, well, anyways, with Lepidus, I'm pretty comfortable giving him free hands, honestly. I think I've been a little too... And I'm going to talk about this more in a minute, but this is the 50-year anniversary of the campaign beginning. And I want to do kind of an overview and a review of my sort of current situation. I actually have some notes I took, I'll be going over that in a minute, of some reorganization I plan to do with my massive treasury that I have. And one sort of policy change that I'm making to how I'm playing this game, I've been way too conservative with corruption. I have a lot of anti-corruption rules and effects. Sanctioned privileges, again, is adding that 0.05, and the tribal assembly is there. I may change some of these things in the future, as I do have other options now. For example, the oratory idea. I could switch some of the stuff around for some other really good options. But for now, I do still have enough ticking anti-corruption. I especially could switch over to senatorial endorsement for the PI bonus from that. However, because I'm likelier, I think, to go off of sanctioned privileges, having tribal assembly does give me enough anti-corruption to honestly go for sanctioned privileges here and there. Or I mean, go for free hands here and there. And for these temporary offices like, you know, consulship, co-consulship, having free hands on the co-consul I think would honestly be okay. This would give me much more PI, by the way, because loyalty from your officers gives you more PI. So I'm going to give free hands to Brutus here. I can always decide to just not rehire high corruption characters into offices after they're the co-consul. And honestly, characters in my current government are largely pretty old and will die before the ticking corruption, with its growth being delayed by my anti-corruption effects, really starts to be a huge problem. Also, under the Bani, we have lower character wages anyways, so I think this is honestly going to be just fine. So there we go. That's also adjusted now, the game incorrectly thinking he was disloyal. So that's pretty good. And then also what I've decided to do is in my offices, given that all these characters, except for Paulus, are actually also except for Cornelia Secunda. Yeah, I need to adjust this because she has some health problems. Let's replace her with, I think, Camillus Lewicus, or I mean Lewius. Yeah, 12 Marshal is amazing. This would be pretty solid. Let's see. Yeah, 4 Finesse. This guy should be an officer, not a governor. So let's do just that. He's already coming in with better statesmanship. Look at that. And then as for Valerius Paulus, we are at 3 of 3. So any other Valerii characters I could bring in? Not really. How about in a different position? One of my technology researchers. Any Valerii? We could bring in Metius Valerius Lepidus, but he is worse martial than Claudia Secunda, and also no research trait. But this would free up. It's pretty similar, I think, and this would free up that other position. Although actually, hold on, he is a Valerius, so I could just replace Kossos with him. That's actually a much better idea. So let's actually no, because of martial. Never mind. Let's see. We could move Claudius Africanus to a oratory position. I don't really want to do that though. Let me think about this. Who's got some good finesse to replace this guy? I could do this in 2 layers. I could do a Willerii replacing a different family member who then replaces this Willerii. So I could bring in a Claudii, Gaius. This is my former governor, Gaius Claudii Russus. I think that's probably a feasible option. He's got some good statesmanship built up. Super loyal now too, which is great. All right, so now we need to replace someone with a Willerii who is on the chopping block. Fabia Tertia, is there any good Willerii with good zeal? Not really. Already know there's no one with good finesse, well, except for that guy. But I'm not going to replace... I guess I could replace this guy. 7 finesse, though, isn't amazing. How about Marshal? 9 Marshal, okay, there we go. Metius, Valerius, Lepidus can be brought in. Let's bring him in. Oh, man. Then I want to use Africanus' good statesmanship somewhere else. Let's replace Africanus with this guy. And then let me put Africanus in some other position where his good marshal can be put to good use. Actually, I guess I can just keep him in reserve as a statesman for other uses, but I think everything else is looking solid. Having too many good characters to work with is certainly not a problem that I'm going to be slowed down by. So this guy doesn't have a lot of statesmanship built up, but that's fine. Our tax rate has been decreased by that, but this keeps all the families happy. That's what matters. Okay, having done that, let us attend to the Omen. Now, although I'm planning to go to war in Greece pretty soon here, I'm not going to go for a martial Omen because I don't think I need that for this kind of war. My numbers should be sufficient, and with all the manpower I have, I'm happy to trade manpower for economic bonuses over here. I could go for citizen happiness, but I did look at this between episodes, and I actually do have most of my territory largely under control. I just need to lower the tyranny. The minus 0.16 provincial loyalty at 80 tyranny just isn't sustainable, and I'm not going to be able to fix these problems until that's gone, so I just have to keep lowering tyranny. Now, Magna Graecia did have some of its policies changed around, so I will need to attend to this. But first, before I do that, I will go ahead and do a Divine Sacrifice with my current PI. Keep my stability trending up, that's going to help quite a bit. And that is that. So, all that noted, I don't think I need citizen happiness here to really make a big difference, and I would rather go for something that improves my economy. I think I'm going to go for Pluto for the tax rate, because my commerce economy may be affected pretty soon by some changes I'll be making to my territories. So let's go for Pluto, just a nice safe tax bonus, back up to near 40, that's pretty good. And we can do a decision as well, embellish the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus, 350 gold, which is fine at the minute, 10 approval with the Bonnie, we have 100 approval, so that doesn't matter so much, and 25 popularity for Fabius, which is quite nice, because he doesn't have a lot of starting popularity. We gain this modifier permanently, 10% Omen power, and 2.50% discipline. The Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus stands at the center of our faith and city. At the Capitoline Hill, it stands as a testament to our rule and the blessing of the heavens. Embellishing and improving the temple further is sure to be a popular move among our people. What better way to secure the boon of the gods? Let's go for it. All right. Very good. So that should be that. Let's also talk about our navy here. So there is a big question that I need to discover here in this episode, which is where is the port in Lupae going to be built? Is it going to be built on this side of the 2 ocean tiles? If so, and it's very hard to tell because this game is inconsistent with this, if so, Lupae will be my new main port city over here. It is farmland on coast, so it's a good spot for a city. And I'll just have it be next to Hadruntum. Hadruntum, with its pirate haven, is a good tax city location. We'll talk a bit more about the provincial organization I'm going to be doing quite a bit in just a minute here. But what we're going to do is go ahead and get stone going, if we don't have it already, and I don't think we do. Let's just switch out for stone for just a sec. Also, I noticed off camera that I don't have vegetables being traded in, which is a mistake. I should have vegetables permanently now. In fact, what can I cancel for vegetables? Let me cancel actually, let me come back to that later. Let's do this one thing at a time. I have so much to do at the start of this episode. I don't want to get lost in the sauce here. So we got stone going. Let us build a port over here. And we shall see, make sure the stone is applied. Yep. If it builds on this side, Lupae will be my main port city. If that doesn't work, then the question is, do I build a city at Oricum to get that port city on this tile? Oricum's not a good spot for a city. Is it by a river? It is by a river. Hills by a river is okay, but I really don't like having hill cities if I can help it. But if this has to be our sort of outpost hill city on this tile to have this tile be next to a major port, that will ultimately be something that's on the table. I really hope Loop A, which is also potentially going to be on this side, does work, but we shall see. We'll wait and see just where the port builds later this year. Right. And then as for the navies, what I'm planning to do is sort of decentralize my navies a bit. The Tempest classes that can be reorganized into multiple classes, and the 20 Hexarate, 10 Liburnian structure should still remain, as that's a pretty good heavy navy design. But then I can also have more Liburnians for transportation purposes, and what I can also do is actually upgrade the Liburnians in the main fleets to be triremes, so that I have 20 Hexarays, 10 triremes. These triremes will have less strong flanking ability because they're heavier, but they will defeat Liburnians in combat, which is certainly good. And ultimately, I think having light ships that are still heavier than Liburnians is a solid option for what are going to largely be heavy, combat-oriented navies, not flanking-oriented. And then I'll use all of my Liburnians that I currently have to form transportation navies. And these navies, although 30 is the naval combat width, can be over 30 in size, because I won't be using them for combat at all. I'll just be using them for transportation, and they can be basically over large for those purposes. So I'll basically keep my transportation navy in Ostia to transport the Roman army that I raise around, although I could also place it somewhere else, because there's no capacity in ports for navies that are stationed there. I may not use Ostia as the jumping off point, because I can actually raise my levy over on the islands where they may be in a closer location, for example, to attack Africa or to go over here. Or I can raise them over on this side for stuff over here. We can kind of move the transport navy around situationally to which side of our area things will be happening for the Italian navy to head off from. Also being able to pick up the integration navy is certainly handy as well. We could actually have it be stationed in some place like Neapolis or Capua, which is by the border, so we can raise the forces next to each other. But we'll see exactly where the transport navy needs to go. For now, what we're going to do is mostly focus on getting the transport navy set up, and then having the combat navies be organized and sort of distributed to their home ports. So the transport navy for now will live in Ostia just as a central location. The combat navies, I'm going to post out more on the outskirts of my empire. I'm going to possibly have Corrales be a major port location. This is obviously a great location for sort of projecting naval power towards Africa. Another option would be to use Lilybaeum or Agrigentum as this option, or even more interestingly, a city we could build in Melita, this island port location with the Wonder, could be quite good for that. But for now, I think Corrales, being that it is in Italy, so we can raise our army at Corrales and board ships there, and use the combat fleet to basically escort the transport navy. This is a pretty good option for the Italian levy in particular. So I think having Corrales be my southern, sort of a southwestern naval main location is a good option. Now, over in Magna Graecia, again, we're going to see if it can be in Lupae. Having it be in the sea tile and right here would make a lot of sense. And then, so what I'm going to do with my current classes is basically organize them into a Italia classis, or really what I should say is a Corrales classis and we'll call it the Lupae classis for now, and then we may redesignate it. I keep switching around where I want the base to be over here, and I'm just trying to find the exact right spot. Having it be at Heraclea remains a pretty good option, even though it wouldn't be in the best spot possible. This Heraclea is still a really good spot because of how it's in this cove. So if the Lupae place isn't built on this sea tile, I'm going to revert back to having Heraclea, which does still have the infrastructure, be my main port over here. I think that's perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and do that now, actually. So let's go ahead and just split away 20 hexarrays to start. All right, and we'll have you head down to Corrales. Classis 1, spell this right, Corrales. And we'll organize the Admiral stuff after we get everyone else moved around. So, and then over here, let's just split away the rest of the hexarrays. Classis 2. We'll call you preemptively Lupii. and head over to Hydruntum for now. And then we will have to build the triremes, and before we do any war with any naval combat, we'll make sure that we get that done. As for the remainder, these 35 Liburnians, we're going to go ahead and rename this to, let me pull up my Latin translator on another screen here, so I can get the name right. Okay, it's a transportari, so that's easy to remember. So transport fleet would be... Okay, transport fleet translates as Trigaret Classum, but just so things are a bit more consistent with my naming scheme, let me name this to the Classis go. Transportari. And we'll call it Classes Transportari Italia. So we're going to designate these by their region that they're serving. So we can actually build up these transport fleets to be exactly tailored to the size of the levy. So the Italia levy now has an unfathomable 57 cohorts, so this fleet's not even nearly big enough, but it's a good start. And we will station this fleet. I think for now, stationing it in Ostia is the safest bet, because if we're reacting to a surprise invasion, probably want to have it just be in the core, but we'll leave it there for now. Let's go ahead and fire you from this position. I'm going to rehire that guy, though, to lead the Caralis fleet, Decius Valerius Babulcus. This guy is really good for this sort of position, so bring him back in over there. All right. And then the Lupai fleet, I will hire... Let me put Africanus over here, actually. Yeah, so that this guy does have better loyalty. That looks fine to me. Okay. And we'll just pay for these admirals in peacetime. I think that's fine. Having these fleets have an admiral permanently is perfectly fine. Okay, now that we've attended to that, okay, let's now talk about this. So I've taken some notes off camera. What this is, let me actually hold on. Let me get rid of this thing I have open there. Okay, so what this is all of my provinces, and I've got multiple pages of this. And I've gone through and I've carefully considered what each specialization of each province should be. I've talked before about city specialization. What I want to do, because it's 50 years into the campaign, and we have a lot of resources to work with right now, I want to set in motion a complete reorganization and overhaul of all of my core territory and Macedonia. I'm doing all of the regions like I own all the territory within. So my core at the minute is Italia, and then arguably Magna Graecia. It's still getting under control, but it's on the way there. And then Macedonia, which is mostly not under control, but is also fully owned by me. So this set of notes here is going to be what I am going to use to decide how I organize these provinces. And what I mean by this is, obviously you can specialize different cities to do things, but what you can really do at a better min-max level is specialize the province to do something. So, for example, here's the plan for Italia. I'm going to have Latium be, and I've said a lot of this is not a surprise, but I'm just sort of codifying it here with this plan. Latium is going to be a research province, so we've already specialized it in that direction. What this means, though, is not just that these cities will have a big focus on citizens' nobles. I'm actually going to go further and replace these two barracks with villa estates. So I've looked off camera at all the different modifiers and all the different settlement buildings, and for this province specifically, villa estates make a lot of sense because we can actually have citizens and nobles out here in these tiles. So I'm going to go ahead and build these villa estates and get that going. Now, over here, this food area, or these food tiles that are producing grain, I'm going to keep because Latium has so much food needs. Otherwise, I would make these villa estates too, but for Latium, so like the overall goal of it being a research province has to be subservient to its like food needs. And if there's really, really valuable resources to sell, I'll still have slave buildings, even if it's not a tax province. But we also want to maintain the mine up here, and I will actually replace this barracks with a villa estate as well, because horses are not a valuable resource. What I could do, though, is get where is it? I could get a slave estate and have slaves here to get extra copies of horses, but I don't need a horse surplus at all. And ultimately, I think building a villa estate here is also the way to go. So this way, we can basically fully specialize Latium to be a research province. And what we can eventually do is start going for more of these local research point modifiers to affect this whole province. So that's quite good. Now, Latium is a research province. I've talked a lot about the research goals with these cities, so we all sort of know how that works. Let's talk about the other provinces. So in Italia, Tuscia is going to be a manpower province, and I've already done a little bit of construction along these lines. So I've already sort of done this with Tuscia, but these notes are for all of my regions that I own all the territories within. So as for whether I keep the other infrastructure here that's not manpower oriented, and I will organize these cities to be manpower cities ultimately, whether I keep, for example, the stuff here, what I'm going to do is, unless there's serious food needs, which here the food is actually just at neutral, with all the sheep being present and not being sold, I may not want to remove some of these extra farms, but for like mines, for resources that are not super valuable, like base metals or stone, I may get rid of those. But for all this food stuff, I think it is worthwhile actually keeping it. Not to mention, we can potentially sell these extra copies later on. So even though this is a manpower province, all of these places, like with enclosures and whatnot, plus enclosures add more manpower, so that's not really a huge issue. The freemen here are going to produce some manpower too. So I sort of don't need to reorganize this. So this is a good example of how, even though the province will have a manpower focus, so I will eventually, once it is once it's assimilated more, I'll switch it over to be on borderlands, and then we'll have a big manpower boost from here. Even though it has a manpower focus, we're not going to sacrifice the food capacity of the province to make it have that focus. So that's Tuscia. Dodecapolis is going to have a tax focus, and this is for pretty particular reasons. Dodecapolis has a lot of valuable resources that we can produce here. We've got iron, which is worth a fair bit. Marble sells for a lot. We've already got a lot of infrastructure here for a tax-oriented location, and it looks like all three of them are producing 3 marble right there, so that's quite good. All of this marble is being traded out, so this is bringing us a lot of tax money and commerce money. Now, I'm not denoting any province as having a commerce focus, because commerce flows from a tax-focused province, or potentially a research-focused province, because citizens give you more trade route power, at least I think they do. However, generally speaking, my commerce money will come from tax production, and tax production comes from slaves. So tax provinces that produce a lot of extra resources will also double as commerce provinces, but I'm designating it as tax because tax is the resource directly produced by slaves. So that's the situation with that. And over here, in terms of the infrastructure, things are basically looking fine. As for what we can build in tiles that aren't like directly tiles with resources, what we could do is have a focus on increasing the tax income, because this province, once it's fully assimilated, will eventually switch over to either the local tax boosting one that's less effective. I can't show you. I don't have any PI, but I don't remember what it's called, but the one that increases the governor wage as well. Or if it has enough loyalty, we could switch it on to bleed them dry, but I don't think that's super feasible. So what we could do over here is we could build markets to get more trade routes and local tax. These are a pretty good option. Or alternatively, we could just build slave estates for extra slave output and desired ratio. But we kind of want to keep the slaves organized into these into the mines and whatnot. So I think markets are a pretty good option instead. Anything else that I think would be better for this? Let's see here. We could do, let's see, reservoirs are an option as well. Pomp capacity, freeman happiness. Could be a solid option. Town commons could be good as well. Town commons are always a good default option because they increase the happiness quite a bit, and conversion, assimilation, promotion. Barracks could be fine as well because freemen do produce tax, but I don't think we need to focus on manpower stuff in non-manpower provinces. So let me just go through this really quick on camera here. So villa estates, no, because that's noble citizens, which I don't really want more ratio for in this area. Slave estates, maybe. Town commons, maybe. Entertainment complexes, freeman output could result in more tax for sure. So that's one option for sure. What's the default ratio in a tile like this? Mostly want slaves, okay. And that's going to be true in any settlement. So we want to just focus in on the slaves, I think. So what we could go for is the market for more tax from those slaves. And extra, because the base trade routes affects the entire province, so that could be quite good. Or just going for a slave estate. Extra slave output and desired ratio will help with that, and extra population capacity. So I think slave estates is probably the best way to go here. Alternatively, yeah, desired ratio for citizens in the craft workshop, not so important here. Tribal settlement not needed. Reservoir, yeah, let's just go for slave estates. So let's build slave estates over here for the tax benefit. That looks fine. Yeah. All right. And then over here, slave estate over here as well. And this all looks good. And then over here we can have a hunting camp, just so we get extra surplus of furs, just because it's a resource that can have a hunting camp. So that looks fine. I'm not going to do building everywhere because I obviously don't have that much money, but we are getting things just kind of organized conceptually. Right, so that is Dodecapolis. Next up is Arminium, which is going to, or Arminum rather, the city is called Arminium, which is going to be a manpower province. We are going to build barracks out here. For now, I'm not going to do all the building because we don't have enough money to do it everywhere at once, but I just want to get the basic sort of stuff set up here, so we'll kind of come back to it as we get more money. Fortunately, with the Bonnie consulship, we are going to have the build cost reduction, so every couple months we can build another building, so we will come back to Arminum once we get there. Picenum is going to be a manpower province as well, and a good reason for that is that Picenum has a big surplus of wood. Wood increases the local manpower produced, although at the minute it is trading away most of its wood. So what I'm going to do is actually stop the exports of wood from any manpower province so that we get the wood modifier kept in the province. So over here, and this is going to be very complicated to do because this game's UI, if I've not said it before, isn't the best. Go to exports, trade goods, take me to wood. All right. Oh, this is going to be bad. How do I sort through this here? All right, so let me find, oh, it's by the tile as well. Yikes. All right, so Sarzana, let me cancel wood trade from Sarzana. I guess I'm not trading it from Sarzana. How about Urvanum? Am I not trading it from Urvanum? Do I have to, how do I target this? Is it the location province I'm trading it to? Exports. It is the location. Okay, that's lovely how that is organized. All right, Kamagane is the target. So cancel the trade to Kamagane. There it is. Well, I guess it says it over here, Armenia. I could have just done that. All right, there we go. Now we do have surplus of wood here in order to increase the manpower further. That's going to be quite good. And then over here, all of this wood needs to stay. Now, one thing I will do as well is I will build lumber camps in manpower provinces to get more wood to keep in the province. So that's going to be a plan there. We already have lumber camps built in all these wood tiles, so this is quite good. And we can actually get a huge manpower supply, manpower bonus in Picenum once all this wood is not traded away. So like I said earlier, my commerce economy is going to start being affected by these changes, but this is a good idea to get this set up like this. So over in Picenum, we just cancel all the Picenum wood trades, so that is pretty straightforward. And all the Picenum wood remains. Good. Now this place has 12% local manpower just already, so that's a pretty good start. Because remember, building barracks only modifies the manpower production. Ultimately, all this wood is actually over half as valuable as a barracks for every single tile, so that's pretty good right there. So manpower production should be improved a fair bit after some monthly ticks of modifying. So Picenum will be a manpower province. Now, Aternum is also going to be a manpower province, and that's because it's got some wood as well over here. Not that much, but it does have some wood. But more so because it just doesn't have the right resources to be a tax province. My default approach is that if someplace doesn't have, like, marble or gold or really valuable resources, or doesn't have a ton of resources that I can get slave surplus buildings for, like mines and farming estates, my default is for it to be a manpower province. That's sort of the eternum situation there. So this place will be a manpower province eventually. Now over on the islands, we've got Corsica and Sardinia Borealis and Sardinia Australis. All three of these are going to be tax provinces because these places are very rich in mineral resources. We've already done a lot of investment setting up a ton of mines all over the place. We're going to keep this all the same. There's no need to really change this. So these two islands will both be tax oriented. So that's that. Now over in Magna Graecia, my plan with this, things are a bit more varied. Campania is going to be a manpower province. Again, mostly because it just doesn't have the right resources to really work best as a tax province. So that is that. Apulia will be a manpower province as well for sort of the same reasons. Tarentum, though, will be a tax province, mostly because of the pirate haven over here in Hydruntum. This can be a really good tax city once I get it more built up. And otherwise, we can basically have some farms and whatnot around here. There's a lot of farmable resources here, fish and vegetables. But then the rest of this can just be either cities or they can be slave estates. So we can make this a tax province. Lucania is going to be a manpower province. And I've actually already built up a lot of resource buildings around here, which I'm not sure I will necessarily keep, although the wood stuff I will keep, so that this at least is going to stay as lumber camps. Let me go ahead and cancel the wood exports from Lucania so that we get the manpower bonuses here once again. So Lucania, cancel that. Very good. Now we've got the extra manpower. Now, in here, the farm for fruit, I may want to keep just for the extra local food. Fruit is not worth that much as a sellable resource. Even in like a manpower province, if I have like a gold mine, I'll still sell the gold. So like that's not a huge issue. But fruit is 0.3, so it's really not that valuable. This could end up just being a barracks location. Heraclea, as a major port city, which it may end up being depending on, again, on how the Lupai port situation resolves, will be a great manpower city with freeman bonuses. Also, Pearls is freeman output, so that's pretty good. And that's for the whole province, of course. So, also all the sheep is more food. So, there's a question of whether this place should keep all of its farming buildings, and I think there's an argument that I don't. I think there's livestock here, isn't there? Yeah. So the enclosures do provide more manpower, so I'm going to keep the livestock enclosures. But aside from that, this location here, should I keep this or should I make this a manpower location? Make this a barracks? I think I will go ahead and start reorganizing the stuff out here into becoming manpower buildings. So this all looks fine now. We'll come back to this later to do some more building. Right, moving along, Brutium is also going to be manpower focused, mostly just because it just doesn't have the resources to support being tax focused. Glass is valuable, but it's pretty hard to get extra copies of glass because it's a city resource. We'd have to have a city in Regia, which I don't really want to do. This is a bad spot for a city. And my current city and probably permanent capital of Crotone is, or eventual capital, and eventually after that permanent, is a farmland tile with pearls. That's freeman output, which is better for manpower, and I guess tax indirectly, but manpower for sure. So we're going to focus on manpower over here in sort of the same ways. Now, this colonia here I'm going to keep just to help with the unrest. And once this place becomes loyal, I may build more colonias just to help speed up recovery of that. The fish over here, this could honestly probably go, although this place does have food problems because it is kind of barren land, so I'll keep the fish for now, given that they do have food problems in winter. This is not a super populous area, so I'll just keep that as it is. And anyways, this is all disloyal, so I can't interact with it anyways. Yeah, I can't interact with Sicania either. But over here in Siculia, this is going to be, actually all three of the places on Syracuse are going to be tax provinces, because Syracuse, much like the other islands, is super rich in resources, although over here it's in food resources. Now, food resources are generally not super valuable, and I wouldn't normally care about having a super rich food resource area be tax-oriented, but I've already built a lot of infrastructure around here. At least I built a little bit of infrastructure, and honestly, the food from Syracuse can help feed the rest of my territory. I'll reach a point eventually where I become so imperialistic that no one really wants to trade with me, so I'll have to have a lot of my food supply come from internal trade routes. And until I own Egypt directly, one of the other breadbaskets in the Mediterranean is actually Syracuse, which has a lot of grain, some livestock, and whatnot. So all three of these will be tax provinces. Now, over in Macedonia, this is the one that definitely I can't really do much with quite yet because it's still very disloyal, but just so we're on the same page about what the goal is with Macedonia, in terms of the different provinces, Illyria Grace will be a manpower province. Actually, I could just say it like this. All of them will be manpower provinces except for Chalkidiki, which will be a tax province. And the reason Chalkidiki will be a tax province is because it has a bunch of mines. It's got precious metals down here, precious metals over at Thasus. It's got iron, it's got stone. It's even got some other resources here that we could get some slave states onto. But the rest of Macedonia doesn't have consistently enough good resources to justify tax, and there's nowhere near enough nobles and citizens or the chance for that to really justify research, so manpower it is. But all of Macedonia is still fairly disloyal and needs to be continually sort of gotten into position to even get these specializations. So that's the basic situation with the provincial plans there. And let me actually not close my own notebook here because I need to reference this. Here we go. So what we can do with the remainder of our money is get some ship construction going. I don't want to overcommit to building all these buildings right away. This is going to be a gradual thing. I do want to get my ships going, though, and I do have some money saved up right now to do just that. So let me go ahead, and I don't have... Actually, hold on. I'm not going to do it quite yet because I need to get the... or I want to get... Where is it? Shipbuilding cost reduction before I start making these orders. So I'm going to wait on the shipbuilding, actually, which means I can use the money after all for other things. So let me go ahead and continue mostly focusing on Italia first, because I already have a lot of the infrastructure I would want over here for the mines and whatnot. This place needs more slaves, doesn't it, to get more grain. That's probably worth attending to, although first, let's see, anything else over here that I really care about? Could build more over in Corsica, but Corsica, it's not a bad idea to focus on Corsica, but let me keep focusing on my mainland Italia stuff. So, okay, over here, making sure all these places have buildings now, which I think I've done already, so that looks fine. And then we're going to keep Tharkinium, by the way, as a city. I could fortify it. I suppose I probably should fortify all my cities at this point. Probably would be a good idea. But yeah, let me build a fort there, build a fort in Aeternum, and I think we can now finally move the capital back over. This will make it disloyal, though, so let me build everything. Let me attend to Aeternum first, actually, then I'll move the capital back to its proper location of Histonium. But, right, let me think about this. I am going to go ahead and get the, because, let's see, Aeternum is going to be a manpower location. So, where's the wood? Here it is. Let's build a lumber camp over here and get some slaves moved over. Let's trade for vegetables really quick. Get this attended to. I actually don't have the vegetable trade going anymore, so that needs to be replaced. Let's just cancel stone for a sec and get vegetables going. All right. Okay, now with vegetables going, we can trade some slaves in to Alphadena nice and easily. We only need a couple. We're going to need a total of 10 with the... Yes. No, we actually will have enough if we don't have any slave promotion. So we should need just 9. But just to be on the safe side, let me move 1 slave in from Alba Fukins, and then let's switch back over to stone. Not you. You. Switch back to stone. Trade with Carthage, that's fine. Okay, now back over here. Let's get some of these other spots to be barracks. Now, also, the hunting camp here, I think, should be replaced by a barracks, ultimately. So let's destroy the hunting camp. What else do we have in here? Nothing else, really. Okay, let me go where the freemen are. So we've got 4 freemen here. Any big groups of freemen out in the hills here? 4, 3, all right. Let me start where the freemen are the most organized. Also make sure slave promotion is allowed. Let's help these slaves become freemen. Let's build a barracks here for more freeman desired ratio. And also one over here. And we build one over here. Not quite, I guess. Well, all right, we'll wait for that then. You know, actually, hold on. Let me reorganize my priorities here. Let me cancel these slave estates and build in this province that I'm about to lose loyalty over. Let's do this in the right order here. Build a barracks over here. Terwentham as a livestock location should actually have an enclosure, because this also improves manpower, and we get the extra livestock to feed the province. And then Olives can be a barracks. What about this? This can be a barracks as well. And then this can be a barracks as well. Once we get a bit more money, let me cancel the fort that I started over here to get enough. All right, get everything basically going in one fell swoop. Actually, we need 2 more barracks, actually. Yeah, so we need a little bit more money. Anything else I can get rid of to make more money? Yeah, let me go ahead and cancel one of these villa estates. Latium's always loyal. Get the barracks going here. Now, we're really over-focusing on Aeternum because we're about to lose it as a loyal location, so it is what it is. I could technically be building things that improve provincial loyalty to make this a bit more easy, but I can just switch it back over to doing harsh treatment or local autonomy if I need to. So let's move the capital back over to Histonium. There we go. Actually, yeah, we're not that far away, honestly, so this is going to be fine. Okay, so now this is going to be a manpower province for real, once everything gets built. Very good, and this is going to sort of be what things look like going forward. I'm going to focus on approaching each province as having a specialized, focused output. So again, the 3 that I'm thinking about are research, which will probably just be Latium, maybe some other extremely cosmopolitan centers could be research provinces, but it's going to mostly just be Latium. Manpower, which is the default for everywhere, and then tax, if a manpower province has a lot of good sort of slave resources or pirate havens. Then we'll focus on a tax province, but that's the basic plan with that. Okay. Having done all that, are we ready to unpause? Not quite, because we actually need to prepare for war with the Greeks. So let's get our forces raised. Yeah, so let's raise our Italia and Meganegration levies now that we've got the new Meganegration governor with his good levy strength. In fact, I could just send the Meganegration levy in there to do it, because I'm probably not going to get a lot of sacks. I guess I could get a couple sacks with my Italia levy to make some more money. I guess it's probably worth doing that. So let me go ahead, given that I actually don't have enough ships to even carry everybody. Actually, I do, if they're all still here. Yeah, all right, let me, I have to merge them together again, don't I, to do this? Ugh, all right, well, I need 57 ships to carry the Italia levy. All right, it was a little too preemptive in doing this whole splitting thing. I can't even just merge them, 2 of them. I have to merge them all together to carry everybody. All right. Actually, I guess I could just bring some of the Italia levy. I only technically... Okay, here's the thing. I could probably do this with just the Meganegration levy and just send 1 Italia cohort over to get the sacks. Or I just don't bother with sacking and just do this with the Meganegration levy, which will be a lot easier to work with. I think that's probably a better idea. I want to keep the Italia population still in their territory and not levied up. So let me just use the Meganegration levy, which is 14 cohorts, so we can transport that with just the Classis 1... or Classis Transportati Italia. Or send you guys back to Corrales. Send you guys back over towards Lubai. Okay, so you guys head down to Neapolis and actually head down over to... yeah, actually Neapolis is fine, and then we'll raise the forces at Neapolis and prepare for war here. This should be fine for our needs here. Pretty sure, at least. If I need to raise the Italia levy, I will, but I'm going to try to avoid doing that if I don't have to. Just so we preserve them in their... output-related roles. That's going to be fine. Okay, and that looks good. Let's go ahead and raise army maintenance, and fleet maintenance is going to probably be needed. Yeah, there's going to be some naval presence here. I don't want to lose ships for no reason, so pay for naval maintenance. It is what it is. Fort maintenance, I'm going to have to turn on as well, unfortunately, but that's fine. Okay, we are looking good to go ahead and resume. Trade with these guys. No, not from Arminium. I gotta keep an eye on that. So Arminium is not going to be losing its wood anymore. All right, you guys shouldn't really need a commander, but I guess to be on the safe side, I guess I'll have my other all of my actual navies actually do guard duty, so the 20 hex rays is a weird naval composition, but this is fine for now. We can use them while we don't have the ships ready. Let's bring these guys all over to Hadruntum and just have everyone move together as an escort. All right, you guys get on the ships, and we depart. Now, we're going to do this war with Macedon through a declaration on their defensive league partners, such as Stymphalia, who we can declare war on at will. What I probably want to do, though, is declare war on Stymphalia, but then basically do the attack into Macedon first and foremost, because that's where I'm going to be the most vulnerable to some sort of attack by them. So here's the plan. Let's go over and, I think, where's their capital? I think it's at Chalkis still. Yeah. Let's just land at Chalkis directly to start the war. I think that's probably the best move. We can land at Chalkis from this side here so that we can go into the port. And then our other navies are going to head over there to escort this maneuver as well. It'll take a while to get their maintenance up, but that's fine. And just regular maintenance should be fine for this. Let's go for it. Great with the Bosphorans. Yep. Yeah, I think I've over-focused throughout this campaign, and maybe arguably in all my campaigns, on building these slave buildings, which sometimes is useful, but sometimes may not be the right use of the terrain. Ultimately, these tiles can produce a lot of manpower if I specialize them like that, so even though I already have so much manpower, I want more. Manpower is such a great resource to really push your weight around. Push your weight around, so let's go for it. All right, in we come. Our fleets should be at high enough. So doing Australia. Yes, I want to trade from there. I'm going to keep an eye on the messages a bit more closely now that I am trying to do this. All right, not from Pekenham. All right. This should be fine morale-wise. Actually, maybe not. I think we're fine. I think with the numbers here, they're not going to do anything. All right. Let us go ahead and declare war through attacking Stymphalia. So we're not going to be landing into the war target right away. We will get to it later, but for now, we just want to shock and awe, land in Macedon, and get this stuff under control. We've got the naval supremacy with really no question about that. Morale's not at full, but that shouldn't be a problem. We're going to be going for Achaia, which will be, let's see here. Take Achaia. Which part of Achaia are we taking from these guys? Stymphalia. Hold on. Where are they in Achaia? They don't have Achaean land at all, do they? Okay. I guess I'll go for... Oh, no, this is Achaia. Oh, it's up here. Right. Cleoni. So I should be going for Arcadia. There we go. I answered that question. Whoops. All right. Take Arcadia. Here we go. This brings in Macedon. Perfect. We begin. All right. And... you can script, you can just land. No sacks, but we're not going to be too worried about that. We're just going to go for the capital and not bother with trying to coordinate some sort of sacking with our Italia levy. It is what it is. Lepidus may sack it for himself privately, but because we're not playing as him, the state doesn't get a cut of the sack money, so that's perfectly fine. Let's go down to speed 2 and continue here. 17th of March. Alright, they're going to raise their army just in time to get killed. This isn't the best situation in terms of the morale, but they don't have full morale either, and we have more martial. Actually, no, they have more martial. Though we have way more numbers, this is going to be perfectly fine. Trading manpower for time here, which is always a good trade for Rome. So let's just kill these guys and be done with it. Could even be a stack wipe. I guess we'll see in a minute what we're dealing with here. Hope it's a stack wipe. Wood from Pekenham, no. Wood from Pekenham, no. Wasn't a stack wipe, but they're just going to walk onto the mainland. That's fine. Wood from Pekenham, no. All right, let's grab this. Get this occupied. Then we'll get on the boats and sail over to grab Lamia as well. Also, I have enough PI to do a policy change. We need to switch this back over to harsh treatment for now. Again, I'll eventually be specializing the policies into my specializations for the provinces, but for now, everything needs to be on harsh treatment just to get things under control. Because we have so much tyranny. We just have to let our tyranny go down, and that's the long and short of it, ultimately. Alright, Macedonian levy is up and about, but they're not going to be engaging with me, I'm sure. They'd be out of their mind if they did that. That would be interesting. Alright, occupied that. Good. How much did you sack this? I can't tell. Okay, let's land the transport fleet in here and pick these guys up. I guess this should be called the Classes Transportari Magna Graecia, but whatever. We are early in the naval organization. The Neglected. Utterly tired of waiting for his promised role in government, Hostus Fabius Relianus, this young guy who's been bothering us for a couple years, has been quietly whispering in the ear of one of our closest confidants, Decimus Valerius Brutus. Our co-consul has been wooed by the venomous words, and now both these traitorous curs are spreading rumors of our lack of integrity. We should have acted sooner. Well, that sucks, but Brutus remains fairly loyal, and I don't really care. Oh, hold on, that's Aurelius who sees me as a rival, not Brutus, so we're fine. This stupid guy, who's not good enough to be in my government, no matter what he says. 7 zeal is his best stat. That's not good. So, whatever. That is not going to sway my cold heart. On we go to Lamia. Let's grab this too. And then we'll swing around and go get to work, I guess, on Argos. And we'll just keep the fleets here to screen. But this should be fine. We may catch these guys, actually, depending on when we get here. Probably not, though. Probably it's going to be too late. Almost for sure. Silly kids want my base metals. Yep, I trade the base metals. No doubt about that. Yeah, we definitely don't catch these guys. That's too bad. Let's go grab Lamia. Alright, good. I'm just gonna keep the army together for safety. I could be a bit more, if I wanted to completely min-max this, I would like use carpet sieging and then use all my armies and do all this like complicated stuff, but that would be too much work for what can be just a kind of simple little war here. So, looks fine. Let's just siege Lamia down. These guys will go get stuck on the fort coverage, and that's the end of that. There's a fort here I forgot to not build. Alright, that's fine. Wood from Beckenham, no. Alright, Lamia is 1. Okay, what I kind of want to do in this war, if anything, is tag delete Macedon so that they no longer exist to have allies or vassals, which will make Liberate Greece much easier later on. What that means is getting down to Petrai, or forcing them to release someone from Petrai, which you can also do in a tag delete peace deal. Let's see here. I still need to go back over and grab Agina, resiege Corinthos, grab Megara, all that stuff. Okay, so let's get back onto the transport boats and sail over to this area, bring the navies down preemptively to sort of clear the way. 17th of May. On the boats, around you come. Okay, their army's just going to continue fleeing for their lives. That is the right call. Put another Macedonian army over here. Because none of this is fortified. Actually, this is a levy. Or not, this is a legion, not a levy. But I guess I said army earlier, so same thing. We could arrive in Atheni and actually kill these guys, which we should probably do. They're at low morale. This would be perfect. I think they just raised this legion, so let's do just that in just a minute here. Yeah, we can land here and kill these guys, I think. Actually, we landed in the thing, so, whoops. I guess the stupid storm is so loud I can't zoom in close enough to hear it do anything. So this island is so small. I think I'm standing on the island. Yeah, and I disembarked. Didn't I? Where is this fleet? Is this fleet in the tile? Or hold on, wait. What is going on right now? Am I on the fleet still, or am I on the island? I think I'm on the fleet. I can't goddamn see anything. So I'm on the fleet. Why can't I do this move here? What do you mean I lack access? I'm landing. Why can't I land in Athena directly? Is there a different sea tile over there? No. Okay, why can't I land directly in Athens? That's not... I don't understand. Okay, I don't know what's going on. We'll just go... Let's just take this really quick and then get out of this, like, super loud and confusing area. Alright, land on the island. I gotta precisely click. There we go. I had this trouble in the last Macedon War as well. Then we'll swing around, kill this Legion, and then maybe go and potentially intercept these guys coming back to Lamia. We shall see. I'll grab this. And then we will have to wait to get the fort in Corinthos once we have a moment to spare. We just need to grab this first. This won't be returned from the fort because it's a capital, so let's just hopefully not depopulate it. Stop taking slaves from here. This place is low population and it's an island. Please, I beg of you, no funny business. Stay there. You, if I can find the pixel, get onto the port. Then we'll swing around, go kill that legion, and then swing back over, start working on Corinthos. Now, it should be noted, Athens isn't in the war. That's why I couldn't move there. Mystery solved. All right, so I feel pretty stupid about that, because I knew from earlier that Athens isn't in the defensive league. They're just an ally of Macedon, but I didn't attack Macedon. I attacked Stymphalia, so yeah, okay. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. All right, put this back on to harsh treatment. All right, you get on the boats. You guys, I guess noting that, let's go over and just grab, maybe do an assault at Corinthos. That might be a good idea. Let's just go out here. Are you moving or what are you doing? I can't tell what you're doing. Okay, you can move now. All right. Land at Corinthos and get that under siege. Probably just do an assault because this army shouldn't need to do any fighting. Once we assault Corinthos, I guess we have to also take Megara. But where is their provincial capital if it's not at Megara? So Macedon owns this. One of these owned by Macedon. Where's their capital in Attica? It's not Megara. And it's not Salamis. Oh, it's this one here. Right. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. So this is actually owned by this tile, so sorry. I'm just a little flustered. Okay, so this will be transferred over once this fort is gone because it's next to it. That's what's going on with that. So we're definitely going to assault this fort, swing around, and go grab Petrai. I think actually taking this territory here may be beyond the scope for what I want to do with this small war. I just want to tag delete Macedon, and that actually solves all my problems in many ways. So let's go this, swing around, go grab this, and then tag delete Macedon with this war, and that's going to be that. So we will be assaulting Corinthos once we get there. Also, this port's almost done, 30th of June. We'll come take a look at where that port is built. Corinthos is under siege. We've done this before. Let's do an assault at Corinthos, get this thing over with. Alright, now, moment of truth. Oh, not quite. One more day, maybe. Alright, all my buildings are done. Very good. And, yes! We've got ourselves a port on this specific sea tile. Hell yes. All right, so Lupe is going to be a major port city after all. This navy can stay designated as the Classes 2 Lupiae. It's been a long road to get here, but we finally have a goddamn port on this one specific tile. Probably not needed for this campaign because my mastery of the Mediterranean is already not really in question, but this is still very satisfying. So we'll have the twin cities of Lupe and Hedrontum next to each other. That's going to be completely fine, ultimately. Okay, with that noted, let's go back over here. Finish this assault. Virgo Siege of Corinthos is 1. These guys want my wine from Brutium. Yep, sounds good to me. Go pick up the guys, and we'll just sail over, grab this, and then we win the war, just like that. Wood for Pekenham, no. Veterans move on. The prime farmland granted to veterans of battle is a simple recognition of their service to Rome. Sometimes, however, the lure of battle and glory can prove too much for those unaccustomed to a life of menial labor. A recent bad winter caused those working the fields to up and leave, hoping to find better work in our armies, leaving a vast tract of arable land unclaimed. We have reappropriated it to better serve our flourishing state to every cloud. 1,000 manpower, which at the minute is not going to do anything. But tax and local province reduction in Amphipolis, which is interesting. Amphipolis is up here. Ooh, this is in Chalkidiki, which is one of the tax locations I plan. Checking my notes here. Yep. This is actually perfect for a tax province, so this is good. This is just good luck. This is just good luck. All right, on the boats, sail around over here, and my guys keep screening him. All right, good. Messenia, what are you doing in this war? Huh? Oh, they're allied with Symphalia. This is a recent alliance. This is just... Symphalia just allied with them and brought them in. This could be good, because I could then get all of Boeotia in one fell swoop. Is Athens in the war too now? No, Athens is not. But they've got a giant... well, I mean, mine's bigger once it's recovered, but not recovered right now. This could get a bit complicated. This fills me with dread and annoyance, and I sort of can't do anything about them retaking Chalkis right now. We just have to come back over and get it. We've got naval supremacy still. Let's just go over, get this thing, come back over, retake Chalkis, and then end the war with a Macedonian annexation. That's really... I need to clean up this web of complicated Greek relationships to get this area easier to take later. All right. We also finished a fortress. Where did we finish it? I'm not entirely sure. Lissos somewhere. Okay, whatever. Man. I could inspire disloyalty to make this guy start doing unknown actions or unknowable actions, but it sort of wouldn't help much because he can still be hostile to me. Yeah, Messenia joining this war makes this a lot more strategically complicated. Let me just sail around. Oh, Daime is actually fortified too. I don't know if this... Wait a minute. No, not Daime, Patrai. There we go. That's right. That's right. Okay, we'll just have to respond to this later. Maybe I should raise the Italian levy at this point. There's a lot of moving parts now. I really don't want to, though, is the thing. I want my economy to stay sort of on track. Let's just keep trying. I wouldn't have done this assault if I knew Messenia had just joined the war, so let's just see what we can do here. We're finishing forts. That's good. Good timing. Wood from Buchanan. No. Yeah, they're going to retake this. We'll just have to come back and retake it again. That's a shame. The coming of the city of Lissus, our extension of new privileges, and investments into the local infrastructure have seen Lissus grow from a relative humility into a true Roman city. While it still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered in a new era of growth and urbanization in the territory. All right, it becomes a papyrus-producing city. Very interesting. Once this place is loyal, we can move the people over from here to get this colonized, so I would like that to happen sooner or later. For now, not too much I can do. It's stuck at like 0, so yeah. Just have to let our tyranny continue declining. All right, swing around. We'll just have to swing back over to retake Chalkis, which is annoying. Nope. Martial advance, Martial 6, more morale of armies and navies, but also more maintenance cost for legions and navies. Very good. We, I believe, are heading towards, where was it? Patrocinium. So next up is administrative patronage, monthly corruption minus 0.01, that's quite good. Finally, some defaults, anti-corruption without any policies if we didn't have them. Encouraging our governors to develop personal ties of patronage with subjects increases both the loyalty of their subjects and reinforces the system altogether. Very good. We're now getting close to some good stuff over here. Definitely some good stuff. We just need 2 more, and then we get enough to get to Patrocinium from the 2 innovations from this. So that's quite good. All right, you guys land over here. These guys shouldn't be able to cross over, because this is my territory. Yeah, they won't be able to cross over because I have a navy right here, so we're safe from an attack. They wouldn't win the attack, but they would damage me quite a bit in losing, so that's fine. Yeah, Chalkis is retaken. Yeah. Technically, I could leave Macedon over here, because Euboea is not part of my mission tree, except it sort of is, because Liberate Greece includes Euboea. Actually, the way this, I think I mentioned this earlier, the way the Liberate Greece mission counts things as being in the region of Greece is a bit weird, because it includes Asia in Greece, it includes this stuff over here. These guys are a Macedonian vassal, but I sort of don't know why they're counting in that, because they're not in Greece, but whatever. 'Tis what it is. I may want to grab this thing over here as I'm moving past. I guess we'll see what we can do. Occupied to try. Okay, good. Which means this should now be fully occupied. Yep. There's no cross-hatching, but it is occupied. So, what to do now? Well, let me think about what I want in this war. I think what I care about the most right now isn't conquering everything in one fell swoop, although that would be convenient, because I can't get Athens in this war. I could go to war with Athens, and that brings in more people. I have a truce with them, actually, never mind. I have to go to war with Athens through their defensive league. I could go to war with Athens through Aetolia, but that brings in Sparta. I could go to war with them through Messenia, who I'm already at war with, so I can't do that. Or through Pellene, who's Egypt's ally, so I can't do that. So Athens is now connected to the Sparta bloc, so these Greek relations are so convoluted. Feeling like Alexander with the Gordian knot right about now. Just want to cut it through with a sword and be done with it. Okay. How much war score more am I dealing with if I grab this stuff here? Because the Messenia is protected by the fort up here, so sort of can't easily get this. Let me swing back over, retake Chalkis, and then see what my options are. Unfortunately, they can reach this again. Let me leave one of my navies to just blockade this specific tile while you guys get back onto the transport fleet. And then we'll come back over, grab Chalkis, then see if we can fully annex just Macedon. Having the Macedon tag be deleted would make things a lot simpler here for a follow-up war later. That should be fine. I may have to do a war with Sparta to end up getting Athens after all. Bonnie agenda, the end of tyranny. Oh, this looks pretty good. A large majority of the Senate has gathered around Appius Claudius Drusus, our expected next consul and current governor of Greece, in asking for the end of the tyrannical tendencies of Faustus Fabius and increasing the influence of the Senate. A move like this would put our consul in a bad light, but the upper echelons of Roman society would appreciate it. Yes, I will do this. This is a lot of PI, but 5 tyranny is great to lose. Losing the popularity isn't so great, but I don't want to have the Bonnie be furious with me, and I do want to lose the tyranny. So this is an expensive loss of tyranny, but it is a loss of tyranny. We will ease up on them for now. Youch. All right. You and you. I said you and you. Come on over here. Go for Chalkis once again. All right, they're on the right fleet. That's good. You guys just hold this down. Because we control both Naupactus and Petrai, we definitely blockade this with our navy, so that works for me. These guys aren't going to be able to get in very far, so we are in the clear. These guys could go for Lamia, which is a bit more of a concern. That might be what they're doing. I guess we'll see in a minute what their movement is. Don't go for Lamia. Okay, they're not going for Lamia. That's good. That is actually good. These guys are capturing my tiles, but that's fine. Nothing I can do about that. Okay, they are going for Lamia now. That's not good. Can I get there in time? Oh, hello, Judean Navy. What are you doing out here? Very interesting. Let's just keep at it. We're racing them. Yeah, they're going to get to Lamia first. I'll just go get Lamia after they leave. Or they're not going to go get... They're going to go for Hepate. Alright, that's fine. Oh, hold on. We have a battle here with the Messenian Navy. My heavier ships are lagging behind, but we just killed them all immediately. Okay, that works. I'm going to keep the trireme because I will be establishing triremes in my 2 classes later, so this is fine for now. You guys just stay there. You guys now head up here. Right, good. Ooh, this legion is still here. Now it's at full morale as well. I can probably still do a landing attack into Chalkis without too much concern. If I could just get Chalkis, then I can maybe do a full annexation, although that's a lot of war scores. They may not agree to it, even if I can do it. So let's land and see what we can do here. I'm also going to have this navy actually literally just follow, just so it's easier to manage. 26th of September. Sieging Hepate. That's fine. You guys arrive here. 16 days. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, they're going to go for Lamia after all, or not. I don't know what they're doing. Strange behavior. But once we get this, and this all transfers over, we shall see what kind of war score we are dealing with here. Alright. You go ahead and just walk down to Thespiae. I'm going to risk it here. Do I have time to move back around the peninsula to pick them up from Thespiae? I'm going to actually... I think I'm far enough away that I can make this move. I'm going to try to sneakily grab their capital. It won't take the whole province because the fort protects it, but I can at least get the capital itself, which is worth something, so let's just do that move. This will also keep them moving around in alarm while this is transferring over. Do I have enough time? That would pass. 22nd of October. No, I don't have enough time. They're going to reach me in time. So let's actually back over to Chalkis where we can evacuate. Put the ships into the port. Pick them up if needed. Alright, so we just wait for this to transfer over. Okay, sue for peace. Here's what I want to have happen. Okay, we're off to a bad start. They won't even agree to a white peace, so that's good to know. But here's the peace deal I want, the peace deal of my dreams, which is Macedon being deleted from the face of the universe. This is what I want to have happen. 71 is a lot. We're going to have to start ramping up our military situation if we can pull this one off. Now, the magic thing about tag deleting Macedon is all of their feudatories and vassals become free, which means that they are no longer going to be involved in Liberate Greece, which is just targeting the Macedon tag and its subjects. So that's a good start. Hold on, here's another alternate deal. Can I just have you release Euboea as a nation? I think this would also count. Oh, I can only have them liberate Argos. Huh? I guess it's somebody else liberating Argos. Can they not liberate Euboea? Really? It's not on the it's not on the table. This is the only one anyone can liberate? Okay. That's fine. So you mean all the Macedonian stuff. This is a messy deal, but this is what we have to do to get rid of Macedon. Alright, we need some more war score. And my mega integration levy is no longer sufficient. We've got to call in the Italians. Didn't want to do this, but it has to be done. Now, the tricky part is the Italians aren't really in a position to easily reach this area, and I kind of need the Navy here to keep bringing the mega integration army around for protection. And I will have to merge navies back together to make this happen. So here's the plan. I'm going to send the Lupai classes over to be the sort of ferry for this army. I'm actually going to have the army come all the way out to Caristo, so it's running away from the approaching Greeks. And then these 57 ships. Is this enough? 57s. This is exactly enough. You guys are going to temporarily merge together. Come over and pick up the Italians from, what's the closest spot? Probably Ostia is going to be fine. I think this is a little bit faster. Technically, actually, Canusium might be closer. So let's go to Canusium. And actually, no, that's not even in. That's in Magna Graecia. I think this is faster though. Let's head over here to Histonium and pick them up there. My economy is not going to like this one, but all right. The boys are raised. Yeah, and the manpower will get diminished, but that's fine. Now, we don't have a lot of great marshal to work with, but under the leadership of the Mega Integration cohorts, we can still have good battles if we just do this correctly. So, Faustus will lead the forces here. We'll just have them move as a big group for now. That's fine. We just need to get a couple of shock and awe defeats, and then we can make this all work. So, I guess I could have raised the Macedonian levy with the one cohort that she raises. That could also have been one solution, but that's not enough numbers to really make this work. So we have to bring in the oversized Italia levy. It is what it is. All right, so you guys just hold the fort down. This is getting a bit complicated, but this is going to be how we win the Greek war at the end of the day. So we proceed. They've retaken Lamia, that's fine. Just got to keep our forces alive until we can get reinforcements coming in. This will have to do. Gordian, not indeed. They're going to work on my forts, I guess. That's fine. Here comes this legion, which I think will kill me. So let's just wait here. We'll just retake Chalkis once we are in the position to do so. Everything's trending up now, so that's good, at least. Alright, on the boats. We are going to go over to Aigana just to be on the safe side, where we're completely protected by our naval supremacy for a couple days here, for a couple months here, realistically. Drop them off in Aigana, and we'll just hang out there while we wait for the reinforcements to come in. I was hoping the Mega Integration Levy was up to snuff, but Messenia joining the war kind of screwed everything up, as you saw. I had it all on lock, and then Messenia rolled in through a possibly illegal joining of the war midway into the war from Sympholy. I don't think that's normally how that's allowed to happen, but oh well. It is what it is. We are going to make this work just fine. We just need a bit of time to get reorganized. Yep, they've retaken Chalkis, that's fine. We're going to retake everything in just a bit. These guys are almost there. Okay. Alright, back you come. And we're just going to drop off the main force, I think, just directly into Chalkis, and then we'll join the Mega Integration forces with them, and basically just move as a giant doom stack. Take Chalkis, come down, take Thespiae, which we won't be able to sack, of course. I guess we could sack it with the Italia Levy if we move the Mega Integrations away. So I guess we could get some sacks in now, actually. We could get some sacks in. As long as we're not facing any actual battles, we can sack all these cities. The Mega Integration Levy, we'll just keep it in Gina for now so they can recover on land. That's fine. In fact, let me put you on to... Never mind, I don't own that territory, so... Never mind. This place is not at full garrison because it was built recently, so that's not great, but not too much I can do about that. They may take this before we get there. That could be annoying, but just gotta wait for the Italians to arrive, and then we're gonna be in much better shape. Yeah, I don't know. I could have waited for the diplomatic situation to change, but the Greeks are in such a complicated web of alliances and relationships. I have to just kind of start taking action here to get this occupied and controlled. All right, around you come. We'll just save up our money for now. No need to spend it too hastily here. Although I guess actually I should be spending... Did I switch back to... Oh, I didn't switch back to sheep. God damn it. All right, well, let me go ahead and, with the stone that I have, which I've been trading in air, my bad. Let me go ahead and do some more building. So I want to build, because Arminium is going to be a manpower province. Let me build some manpower infrastructure out here. Let's see here. The stone mine, I think, is going to go, and these slaves could end up being promoted. Stone's not valuable enough to keep as a mine resource, probably. Yeah, 2.5 is definitely not. So, destroy the stone mine. What else? The logging camp we do definitely build, though. And then what else? This can become a pass, or an enclosure, I mean. And then logging camp. Got a lot of manpower bonuses around here from the logging camps. That's everything money-wise. Okay. I'm annoyed that I forgot about the livestock, but micro mistake. Not the end of the world. Alright, switch back to livestock for the pop promotion speed. Okay, back over here. Italians are on their way to save the day. You guys go ahead and get back to the boats. Swing back over here. Wait for these guys to arrive, then we're all going to land together. Actually, what I'll do is I'll keep the Mega Integrations on the boats to come in to become in charge of the army, but I'm not going to have them join in the sacking. I want to sack all these cities, make some money back from this war. Also, make sure I'm not accidentally trading away wood that I'm not trying to trade away. Yep, I clicked by accident. I wasn't paying attention, so let me go back over to the wood. Arminum, cancel the wood. I said cancel the wood. And this is all correct. Okay, good. Fix that. All right. You land first in Chalkis, then we'll split a group away to go grab Eritrea. I could have split them earlier, but oh well. You guys just stay here for now. Yeah. March. Actually, you guys, I don't want to sack Lamia. I do want to sack Lamia, actually. Alright, reinforcements are arriving, boys. Hope is not lost. You, I'm going to split in half. Some of you, the half that stays will grab Eritrea after, but the other rest of you head down and start sacking all the cities down here. And these boats can stay. Let's head out actually to this tile here. Now we get to it. And we'll just stay together. Actually, let me split you again and have some of you head out here to grab Dubai as well. Some sacks should be coming in here very soon from these guys. Sacking of Tanagra. Alright, they did this one first. Interesting. Alright, Faustus Fabius has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Tanagra. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like that cause those back in the Roma to admire Faustus greatly. Believing such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. This should help with this popularity quite a bit as well. None shall hide. This should be completely fine. Alright. And now I'm going to have you head over to Delphoi and then up to get the fort taken. So that should be good. Meanwhile, these are finishing up as well. Also make sure we have no invasions happening on our lands. Nope. We are fine. Sacking of Thebai. Faustus Fabius has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Thebai. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Faustus greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. I think none shall hide over here either. Also, no sack at Chalkis. That's great, but it is what it is. None shall hide. Alright, I guess I won't be able to sack Eritrea after all, because I forgot about that. That's fine. You, onto the boats, and then over to Lamia. And once you're going to Lamia, we'll have this force join in case we need to do a fight there, just so we avoid too many mishaps. You head down to... actually, yeah, you just go straight over to the fort. You come down and get Thebai initially. Alright, we're getting the situation back under control. 26th of March. Alright. I'm gonna bring in the migrations if needed, but for now we don't need them. I just want to sack Lamia nice and easily. Oh, I moved both these guys here, didn't I? Oops. You can come up here to Elatea, get to work on that, then we'll join you in a minute with the other guy doing assaults, get that under control. Alright. Sacking of Thespiae. Faustus Fabius has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Thespiae. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like to cause us back in Roma to admire Faustus greatly. But leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Yep. Okay. You head up here as well. Get that assaulted. And assault looks fine. 6 days away. How long do you take to get here? That is 6 days. Let me wait 1 day. Let me make this move. There we go. So you don't take over the sack with your higher marshal. You're sieging... Oh, hold on. I'm sieging Elatea, that's right. Good. Lamia's 1. Very good. Oh, I didn't get the sack off. But this guy got here a day early. Oh, shoot. Alright, whatever. You guys go ahead and just kill this legion. This should be a completely fine blowout victory. Probably a stack wipe. Now we can do an assault over here. Push these guys together. Morale's completely fine. We're completely fine to do this with the numbers. So just do a little assault here. That should get the fort under our control, and then this will all transfer over. Alright, you guys, let's see. I guess, do we want to go as far as taking the stuff down here that's actually in the Peloponnesian? I'm fine just to leave this stuff for later, honestly. I could go get this for the war score, but I think what I want to do is that initial plan of just getting this deal and calling it there. I don't want to go crazy with the AE, and this is already a lot of territory to deal with. I guess I could also get the stuff that's here in Beatia, but I sort of don't want to. Although, here's another thing to consider. Is there an advantage to actually tag deleting Messenia? Hold on, they have Arcadian land as well? Where do they have Arcadian land? Oh, they own Epidaurus. I don't suppose they'd release Epidaurus. I don't want to go to Arcadia right now. No, they would not. Yeah, I can't tag delete Messenia. I could force them to basically just become a Peloponnesian nation, though, if I took the stuff in Boeotia. Okay, how expensive is the Boeotian stuff from Messenia? It's another 16 war score. I don't think that's really feasible in this war. This is a small-scale war. I don't want to go too crazy here. I'm trying to get my economy back under control, and this is a lot more land to deal with. This would help with the cohesion around here, but ultimately, this is a war about tag deleting Macedon, and Messenia joining in was just bad luck at the end of the day. All right, you guys just sort of head north, go intercept that. Or actually, head north and sort of just come this direction to join in with this army so that we're led by the Magnagracians. And then you guys all come over to this sea tile to support if needed. That's fine. They're gonna get out of the way. Shoot. 20 second. I don't know. I don't think we catch them, but I guess we'll see what happens. You come to Lamia. You may back up. We didn't catch them. Okay, we can catch them here. This should be completely fine. We'll swing around like this. There we go. This is going to be a good battle for us. Over here in Hallis. Let's get this thing over and done with. There we go. We're going to catch... Oh, what? We're going to catch none of them? Alright, you know what? Fine. Alright. You lead. He follows. Let's get this, let's catch these guys up here. We're going to defend in the farmland. That's fine by me. This should be completely fine. We got a monthly take as well, so morale should be completely okay. Let's just kill this massive army. Giant battle at Foray. Here we go. The Greeks will not withstand us for much longer here. Pretty good. Alright. Let's see it. Storm. Seemingly out of nowhere, a great storm has rocked the coast by Heraclea. The devastation caused was severe, and the city council has sent a request for urgent aid, taking whatever form we can spare. I do want the popularity, and I can spend the manpower very freely right now, so I'm going to spend the manpower, send them helping hands. Looks good to me. Okay, Battle of Foray, pretty good result there. These guys are going to retreat. Let's just chase them and see if we can stack wipe them. I don't know where they're retreating to, but I guess they're probably... I don't know where they're going to, actually. Let's just follow them and see what we can do here. I probably need to get the stack wipe to get the war score I need. Where are they going now? Lamia. Let's just keep following them. Okay. They are nowhere near agreeing to this deal, so we need to put in some more work, unfortunately. I think we've got to invade Peloponnesia. Okay. In fact, let me just cut to the chase here. I can't even carry all these guys on my ships here. Actually, can I? How many do I have in total? 74. Okay, 57 plus 4 is 61. Plus 10 is 71. Okay. All right, we're merging the navies back together again, unfortunately. On the boats. Oh, actually, no, I can't. Okay, on the boats. There we go. Let's do it like that. 15th of June. Let's just sail down and get this stuff under control nice and quick. These forts are going to cause a lot of delay, but we just got to get the war score now to get this deal. Macedon's a major nation, and it will not go quietly into the night. So, God, this is the most fortified. Look at these tiles right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forts we have to deal with right here. Oh my God. Like, oh my Jesus. All right, fine. We got the numbers for some serious carpet fort sieging, so let's spend that manpower, I suppose. Here we are. This is what we got to do. Just the route we have in front of us here. Oh, hello. A little naval battle. Guess that's fine. Should just be a little stack wipe. Yep, we just killed all of them. That is fine by me. Captured their admiral. He can go free. Alrighty, so. I am going to deploy, split these guys apart, because they don't need to be following each other. You, with the larger force, I can't split you on the boats. I'm going to land you in Epidaurus and then split you apart in Epidaurus. You, Magna Graecia, will stay on the boats for now, because I don't think I need to use your numbers really at all. We're just going to do a bunch of assaults to basically power through this. But first we're going to split a lot. So both of you split into 2. These numbers are more than enough now. It's going to be awkward. You get back on the boats to reach Troyzen. You should just be able to do that. And then you should be able to do that. Okay, good. And then you stay there. That's the plan. Alright. You guys head over... Hold on. Oh yeah, because these guys are moving. You gotta wait a few more days. Good. Head over here. Give these guys maybe a monthly tick or so they have full morale, just to be on the safe side, although it shouldn't really matter. May as well, just so we can get everyone going at the same time. And this is their capital, by the way, up here in the mountains, so that's awkward. Alright. You go ahead and land here. 25th of July. Come back around. Alright, on the monthly tick, we'll do some assaults. Just power through these forts. Alright. Let's get these going. Order some assaults. Just to wrap this thing up. Manpower for time, that is the trade. Alright, we're going to get a lot of sacks as well, so that's quite nice. Sacking of Epidaurus now. If I depopulate any of these tiles, that's not going to be good, so let's be careful about this. Fabius has led us into glorious victory during the siege of Epidaurus. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils were likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Faustus greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Siege of Troyzen's won with no sack. Alright, you just come around like this. And you just come like this. Alright, sacking of Hermion. Fabius has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Hermion. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that's left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Faustus greatly. Believing such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide, I think. No. Good thing I checked. Let's just let the living be gentle. I don't want to even mess around with depopulation. Right here at the biggest one. Oh, they actually ran out of morale, so... Once these guys get here, we'll get that sacked. And then we'll have the Magnifications. Actually, no, you stay out here. I want to get the sack money directly. So, let's do it like that. 21st, may as well just wait for these guys. Alright, just finish this off. Argos is one with no sack. Alright, whatever. Go up and see if we can sack the mountain city. 2nd of September. Right, they're taking my unfortified tiles. That's fine. They can do that as much as they like. These places are pretty populated, so this is safe to continue dealing with here. Wish I saw the Roman cross-hatching, but no, that is not something I get to have for some reason. I have to just guess if it's there. Fabia Secunda is truly a dire advisor. I don't think that's fair. She's doing just fine. I don't mean, her statesmanship's low. She's a new character. I don't know what to tell you. People laugh openly at stories of her sheer inability to lead, and our enemies eye our lands hungrily. It is safe to say that our people feel most uneasy. This is just not called for a game. That's just not cool. I'm working hard for my stability. Don't take it away from me on these goofy grounds. Alright, order an assault with low morale. This may not be a successful assault, but at least we can damage their garrison quite a bit. Alright, status quo. Alright, Magnifications, you're coming in after all to clean this up. Alright. Now, as long as they just don't come and grab this, we're going to be okay. That's not what they're doing, so I think we're fine. Alright, now we have enough morale again, probably, to do this. Get this wrapped up. Oh, thank God, alright. Please. Please. No, what? Still? Who's left? I've got everyone occupied. Halicarnassos is in this war? What? Holy shit. Really? How? Oh, Client State of Macedon. That's right. I guess... Wait. Oh yeah, Macedon. How are these guys in the war then? Because they're... Okay, I don't know... Hold on. Client State versus Feudatory. Didn't they join them in all wars? How? Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, let me think about this. If I get another win in combat, that solves my problems. But I've just spent a lot of my manpower to do these assaults. Alright, where else can I go do assaults, I guess? Whose else is it worth me? Andros is not. Nesiotic is not. Crete is not. Sparta is not. Who else is there? Who else is in this war? Odessos? What? Odessos is in the war? Okay, sure. Well, you know what? I need to grab this still, don't I? Let's go grab this really quick and bring the boats around like this. This is a mess, but it's soon to be cleaned up. Soon. I'm gonna go work on the fort there, I think. Actually, I think they're going back for Thespiae. Alright, we have to go and recover probably Lamia, so let's go into Corinthos and get picked up in just a minute. Alright, get into Corinthos, get into the boats, and then we'll head up here to maybe fight them and get some more war score like that. Actually, hold on, wait. Okay, thank God. Alright, something changed, and suddenly they changed their tune about this. Okay, now that they're open to talking, I mean, you know, a little feasible. Perhaps even a little bit more? I don't think that's really a good idea. I don't even really want to go into Arcadia, but I have to because, or Achaia rather, but I have to. That's an interesting way of phrasing that because of the Macedon presence. So I guess I could also grab this too. They agreed to that, and they actually would agree even more beyond that. So I go into Achaia, which is a weirdly shaped province, just a little bit, and then I take basically all of Boeotia. Also, I take part of Attica, which is otherwise held by Athens, and I take all of Euboea. Actually, I take all of Euboea not held by Andros, and also Nesoitic League, which I think... Actually, no, this is Encyclades. But Andros is going to be a whole other can of worms, because they're in Egyptian feudatory, so... But Euboea, owning all of Euboea isn't part of any of these missions directly, but kicking all the Egyptian feudatories out is part of Liberate Greece. So let's worry about one thing at a time here. This goddamn Greece invasion situation is so complicated. This is the deal we go for. We conquer a bunch of the northern, or really the northwestern parts of, or northeastern parts of the Greece region. 15 AE is fine. We have plenty of AE reduction right now. And ultimately, we can just put this all into harsh treatment and just let it simmer down. And doing this will... What will this give us in the mission tree? This will give us nothing directly, but this will advance us quite a bit. And the important part is Macedon ceases to exist, which makes our lives much, much easier for dealing with the Greek politics down here. This is the way. This is the way. Okay, here we go. The Macedonian elite. I don't normally read these too often, but this is a special case. After a protracted conquest, we have finally routed the Macedonian armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken, many of them having served, previously held important positions in the Macedonian court. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we decide to impose upon them. I think we go ahead and banish those of class. We also get a bunch of items. I didn't even think about this, but Macedon, formerly Antigonids, do have the Antigonid treasury of items that we now get. So that's interesting. I think in terms of the other effects, though, we do want to lose the AE. So I'm going to go ahead and banish those of class. The rest can be killed. All right. The Hellenistic local power of Stymphalia. Remember them. They were actually the war target. Accepts our generous peace offer. Macedonian Attica to Rome. Macedonian Boeotia to Rome, Macedonian Achaia to Rome, Macedonian Euboea to Rome, Messenian Boeotia to Rome, and Stymphalian Achaia to Rome. Whew. There it is, and the Roman name continues to grow. Very nice. Now all these places are renamed to the Roman names. Cool. And we have a lot more territory to deal with. So first things first, all of our forces get lowered. The Italia. By the way, our manpower investments have already started to really pay off in a big way. Okay, this cursed combination Greek navy can be combination navy can be reorganized as well. All right, first of all, split away all the hex arrays. Also fire this admiral for one. Actually, I can't. Let's hope he splits away. Actually, let me do it like this. Split away all this. There we go. And now, wait, I did this in the wrong. I can just rename it. All right. So you are going to be classless 1. Over here, classless 1. Let's do it with the order from west to east. Keralis, and into you, I'm going to merge. Let's bring 20. This is now going to be my most complete regular classes. So you head on over to Keralis, your new home port, and then the rest of you. Actually, you are just going to be classes 2. Loop by A. You head over here. And I will go ahead and give you... I can put Africanus back in here, I suppose. That's fine. And then, on top of that, you, I'm going to keep named as... I gotta pull up my Latin translator again, sorry. Transport, here we go. The classes Transportari. Italia. Transportari. There we go. No admiral for you. You head back to Ostia for now. And I'm going to go ahead and lower everyone's maintenance. 37 with no other changes. That's a good place to be back at. Okay, everyone has good loyalty trend. That is good to see. Some of these places are about to become loyal as well, including, actually no, Illyria Gorakia is still really far away, but it is trending very well in the right direction, so that is good to see. Okay, having done that, let's let a day go by, and now we adjust everything. In fact, this may have adjusted quite a bit more too. All right, so over here in Achaia, we have got some territory now. So Patre, what do we have here? Nothing, it's the capital right now. I should put the capital at Corinthos, and I think I probably will, just because for this next couple of wars, having it be at this fort is great. So let's move the capital to Corinthos, which may or may not be the permanent location, but this is better than this random hills tile, so that is fine for now. This sheep farm, I think, I don't know yet what the goal of this province will be, so let me just destroy all the infrastructure and then come back to it later. Great Temple I'll keep just because I can't rebuild it, so the rest of this, though, I will destroy, except for the port and the fort I'll keep. Tavern can go, and the forum can go as well. And the tax office can go as well. Okay, that is Achaia, and then I will put it onto harsh treatment once I can. Over here, we've got Attica. I would prefer, actually, for Aegina to still be the capital location, if I could help it, but because it's a pretty defensible spot. But Megara is okay, I suppose. Salamis as well. We could... Megara has a lot of infrastructure that we can get rid of here. The port is probably fine to keep, though. Noble districts can go, same with the Freeman district and the Citizen district. Forum can go. Crucial districts can go. This will probably be demoted from being a city, not right now, but later. once things are more under control. Academy can go. Okay. This should be fine. Let me move the capital over to Agina. I think I'm going to do that now. And we'll build a fort there later. Okay. Uboa, which I didn't really want to take, but I had to get rid of Macedon. This whole place is so built up. Where should the cat... So I do own... I don't own all of Uboa yet, actually, so I'm going to wait to do too much until I own the stuff that Andros owns. But for what it's worth, probably Chalcius is the best spot, because it is a land connection with the mainland, and it's the only land connection here, and it's pretty central, so probably just keep the capital at Chalcius. So that's going to be fine. Library can go, foreign can go, and then what else do we have here? Commercial district can go. I will build a fort here, though, in a minute. This city here can just be deleted. How much tyranny room do I have? I don't want to... Oh, shoot. I don't really want to lose any tyranny at all. I don't want to gain any tyranny at all, though, is the issue. So, hard to say. Let me just destroy all the infrastructure, and then we'll come back to it later. We have a shipyard here in Eritrea, oddly enough, but that can go. Yeah, plains is not amazing with no river or anything like that, so just get rid of everything. Give me the money. All right. And then over here, we have a marble mine. That can definitely stay. What about over here? Nothing over here. Okay. And then up here, we've got a... This can be a iron mine eventually, so let's get rid of the port. Okay. And then over here in Beatia, also this place can be switched on to harsh treatment once we're allowed to. Beatia we do fully own, so we can make more concrete decisions in here. Where should the capital be is a good question. Thebae is a pretty strong option because it's farmland. It is by a lake, but it's not on fresh water according to the game's calculations, so unfortunately that's not going to be amazing. In terms of coastal tiles, Thespia is okay, but it's hills, so I don't like that so much. Tanagra is plains, but it's also right next to Chalcius. Actually, Thebae is also pretty close to Chalcius. Other than that, these other spots are all okay. Lamia is a bit close to Foray. I think there's an argument for just having Thebae as an internal farmland. It does have good coverage around it, and it blocks off the passageway here, so Thebae being the capital works for me, honestly. And as for the goal of this province, let me look at the resources really quick. Not that I'm going to do too much right now, but I'm seeing quite a few mineable resources. Yeah, we got 1 iron, we have 2 iron, although we'd have to have Lamia not be a city. Do we have any pirate fleets or pirate havens around here? Nothing in this province, at least. Okay. So, let's see. We have iron mine, 2nd iron mine, 1 stone mine, 1 base metal mine. It's a close call whether this is better for manpower or for slave output. But having this be tax-oriented would, I think, be fine. Any special modifiers for Thebae? Nothing unique. There's a couple things that are generic, but... We'll see. For now, though, let me go ahead and just get rid of all the infrastructure that I don't need. Oh, this place is a lot that can go. Alright. This stuff, too. Lots of money for this. Very good. Alright, Delphi as well. This can go. Does Delphi have something specific? No. You'd think it would, but I guess it does not in this campaign. What do we have out here? Opium. Getting an opium surplus could be quite good, because opium is really rare, and being able to trade opium internally back to myself could be good. I think actually that does tip it over over the line from manpower province to tax province, because having a slave estate here, we could eventually get enough slaves to get multiple opium copies. It's going to be expensive because resources without a resource building really do require a lot more slaves. It's going to end up being 17, but that's going to be okay in the end. This can go, this can all go, yeah. Okay, and then over here, yeah, this is going to be a tax province for sure. This port can go. This all looks good. Okay. All right, and then what do we have here? We have a fort that could go. Okay. having noted that, I think Thebae being the capital makes perfect sense under all the circumstances, so let's move the capital to Thebae. It's a bit close to Chalkis, but it's the best tile in the province by far in terms of quality of tile. And this can be a fine tax city with earthenware, so that's more freeman happiness and output, which helps with the tax rate. All right, now, do I do some city deconstruction? I very much want to, but can I justify it with my current tyranny? I think Lamia and Tanagra as plain cities should stay. Hills cities I want to get rid of. I at least want to get rid of Delphi as a mountain city. This is yeah, this needs to go. I want to build a lumber camp here. So let me revoke this city specifically, and then I'm done. No more tyranny expenditures this episode. That's it. That's it. Okay, then we'll leave the rest of the cities for now. Once we get closer to 70 again, we'll do some more revocations, but let's not go crazy here. Okay, having done that, we have a lot more money to work with. So let's continue our expenditures on building new infrastructure. So over here, our minimum is going to be a manpower location, so I need to build some barracks. And I think I want to build barracks in basically all the spots that don't have something else that I've already started building. So let's get to work, build some barracks over here. We do have stone, right? We don't have stone. Good thing I checked that. Trade for stone really quick. All right, bring in the stone. All right, let's build some barracks out here. All right, here we go. Massive barracks construction power. We could also get some dyes to get extra dyes for our core here. Do we have access to double dyes yet? We got 1 dyes. Let me trade. Oh, we can reach Maria? Holy shit. Okay, we can reach Maria now. That actually changes a lot. Maria is going to have a lot of resources that we couldn't reach before, so that's good to see. All right, let me cancel. What do I have an extra? Let me cancel 1 amber to retrade for stone. And possibly more dyes in the future. That's pretty good. But, putting that aside, I guess I could go for a dyes thing here, but this would be a lot of slaves. Although it's only 15, all things considered. Could get extra dyes just to trade internally. I think dyes are so valuable, it might be worth actually honestly doing that. I guess I could build 1 slave estate over here. I could actually do this even without the slave estate, but I want to have the extra output from the dyes. Let me build the slave estate here, and then I'll build more barracks over here. Food should be fine out here. Also a barracks up here as well. Okay, good. And then let me just, while I'm thinking about it, move some slaves over with vegetables going. I should also be trading for vegetables permanently. I think I was doing that last time, but for some reason I stopped. Let me cancel one of these ebony trades and one other thing too. Yes. Hold on, wait. Actually, now I lost it because of the ebony trade, so oh well. Let me cancel the cinnabar trade as well. Cinnabar, here we are. And then let's trade for vegetables permanently with Insubria. That sounds fine. And then we'll trade for stone again. Let me cancel, what else? Cancel the earthenware to get stone again. Okay. Good. Oh, not stone. Oh, no, yeah, vegetables now. That's right. Okay, let me get some slaves in here. I had a lot of slaves over here earlier, so let me just find some slaves. Also disallow slave promotion. All right. These slaves need to stay for the extra manpower. Affirma and Pekenham, I can move a lot from here. Let me just do that. We do the discount. And we need 15 total, so we just need a couple more. Only need 1 more now. Kingulam, that would be fine. All right, double dyes, and now what we can do is get a dye surplus for the noble happiness. 8% noble happiness across the nation is a game-changing modifier. This is going to help so goddamn much with our unrest, because nobles are super mad when they're not of your correct culture. So I think, in fact, it's worth losing the myrrh because we get the noble happiness back from the new resource. So let's cancel the myrrh for now and get dyes internally. This is the sort of internal trade that's worth going for. Okay, there we go. That's a huge thing. We finally have our noble happiness resource located here, so perfect. All right, back over to building. Let's head down to Beckenham, which already has a lot of the infrastructure I'd want, because Beckenham is going to be manpower, but we do want all of the extra copies of wood and whatnot, so that's pretty good. And then out here, let's go ahead. This place used to be a city, so it has a lot of, I think it used to be a city, so it has a lot of people here. Let me go ahead and make a barracks. And over here, this hunting camp can be replaced with a barracks, because this is Beckenham, which, yes, the manpower. Just checking my notes. All right, barracks over here, and here as well. And then here, we could get some more grain. I don't think we need more food here that badly. A lot of these slaves will just promote up to be freemen, and then we're gonna have plenty of people to work with for barracks. So let's just, for now, build a barracks. We can always go back and shift things around, build more food buildings if we need more food, but shouldn't be a huge problem normally. All right, and then down here in Eternum, this is manpower, so we've already started to work on this, but let's see, we've got all the barracks here. I think we've got everything we want here already, so that's perfect, because it was disloyal before. So I think that is mainland Italia attended to now. That's pretty good. All right, over here on Corsica, this and the other islands will just be tax related, so this is pretty easy. Let's start with just any more resource buildings that we can squeeze in here. We don't have a lot of slaves to work with around here, so perhaps we actually come back to this later. That being said, these buildings would still be valuable to add in particular spots. Do we have any more slaves to move here? Illyria has a ton of slaves, or has a couple slaves, I guess, so let's squeeze a couple in here, make sure that promotion's not allowed. Good thing I checked that. All right, let's move some from Illyria. Good. We just need 2 more slaves now. Can we move some from Ficaria? Yes, we can, safely. There we go. All right, 1 extra copy of grain, which we could probably just sell or trade internally if needed. All right. And let me save the rest of my money for now, actually, because I want to not be at 0 money always by default. And now we trade the stone back and get livestock. All right, here we go. Okay, go for livestock once again. Very good. All right, now, let me go ahead and wait for the monthly tick, and then we'll see how things are looking stability-wise. Also, hello, Egypt. Don't like the look of this too much. You're sailing on the land. It's a little alarming, but, all right. Troyzon hired mercenaries? Look at this. Troyzon, this one city down here, hired a massive mercenary company in the north, and they were on their way down. That's really funny. That is really funny. Okay. How are things looking now, loyalty-wise? Where are things the worst? Well, the good news is that everywhere that's disloyal is trending up. Trichronencia is basically stable. Dardania is basically stable. And Dindaria is not stable, but it's pretty sort of middling. So let me get this thing out of my way here. There we go. Yeah, all right, we're looking good. Okay. So, everything is trending up, but how much is it trending up? At pretty good rates. Our good stability is helping a lot. The AE doesn't really make a big difference here for the direct numbers. War exhaustion is nearly back down to 0. The tyranny lowering, I think, is helping a lot too, and just people recovering from being conquered. That's pretty good. Now, we need this to get up to 33. So we did this last episode. Let's take a look again at the Tallantian culture and see if we can force the issue with not outrageous effects on our total stability. Perhaps. Perhaps we could. Let's see. All right, Illyria Gorake increases by 6, so for each of these. What we could do as well, and this is a little weird, we could move Tallantian slaves into Illyria Gorake to increase the amount that the cultural decision for the Tallantians affects Illyria Gorake. This could be kind of a weird way of doing this, but I think if there are some Tallantians not in this province, there are some out here, for example, We could move those 6 Talantian slaves into Illyria Galake to increase the amount of Talantians here, which would increase then the amount... Actually, we can't move them... Actually, no, we can. We can move them in, so once they're in, they're stuck. So we can only move them into here specifically, but I guess that's fine. Let's move in the Talantians. There we go. And then any other Talantians anywhere else we can move in from elsewhere. Yeah, we can move some from Skodra, and that I think would be fine. If my math is right, this will actually move Talantians from Budua as well. Let's do just that. This should increase the amount. Let's check over on this border as well. No Talantians to move in. Okay, so let's see. It was 6 before. Now that there's more Talantians here, how are they feeling about more civil rights? 7. Well, it did increase the number, so my theory was correct. I just had to spend some money to do that. But, okay, so with that noted, so 16 plus 7 is 21. Right? Hold on, wait. No, I'm wrong about that. It's 23, isn't it? Yeah, 4 plus 3 is 7. Yeah, so 23. And then we could also do this one. So that's 28. And then we could do this one. So 15 stability total would be 35. So we could brute force this one province. And incidentally, the other 2 provinces affected, Dalmatia and Pelagonia, are both fairly loyal, so this would just top those off. But this would bring Illyria Galake back up into loyalty nice and quick and allow us to then move slaves around, which would then allow us to possibly get this assimilated, or get this colonized, which would be nice. So the question is, am I willing to trade 15 stability for cleaning up Border Gore and getting this back into loyalty and being able to interact with it? I kind of think I might be. That sounds ridiculous. However, these also do have other benefits. They do improve the happiness and the output of freemen, at least. Reduces the slave output and happiness, but yeah, that's not as big of a deal. Probably. So, it's really hard to pull this button here. The Bani like all these things. Actually, the Bani don't care about the last one. Popularis really like it. Optimates don't like this a lot, so this is 15 approval with the Optimates. Can I withstand that? I think so. I think that's fine. But is the 15 stability worth it? That's the bigger question. This puts us definitely into positive trend territory. 15 stability brings us down to 43, which is not terrible. And ultimately, I think things are still under control. I just need, for my own OCD, to get this goddamn uncolonized tile colonized. So let's just do this thing. This is trending up, but it's trending slow, and I can't do anything while it's disloyal to speed this up. So let's just do this thing. All right, goddamn Talantians. Hope you enjoy those civil rights. 38. There we go. Now it's loyal again. Now that we've done that, we can move the Romans up here, and my life is filled once more with joy. Alright, 4 Hellenic Romans from Lissus. We move these guys up. And then we need to have 3 non-Romans here. And then once we do that, the magic happens. Move from Lissus is fine. There it is. Alright. Finally. Holy crap. Okay. Now, if I could revoke these, that would be... and get the stability back, that would be cool. Don't think that's available to me as an option, though, which is a shame. Yep. They just have extra rights now. Oh, well. This will be colonized in, I think, a year, and then... actually, it's going to be a little under a year. Or, no. Yes, this will be like 8 months or something, but then we'll get this, so that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, stability is now lowered, but it is raising quick, and as our AE goes down, it will increase it's how much it raises, so we should be okay. All things considered, I guess we'll see now if I've screwed this all up. This honestly doesn't look too changed. Maybe after monthly tick it'll change a lot, but that is fine. We proceed. And then I also want to do some more roading, but I'll wait to use the maybe the Magna Graecian levy once it's available once again to finish roading Magna Graecia. I also want to road the Greek areas up as well, so we shall see. Navies are returning, and I keep risking it by not having them be on naval maintenance, but I think it's always worked out fine so far. So that's fine. They're all coming back to their ports. Good, good. How are we looking? All right, Sicania is now trending down again. That's not good because it's my lowest one, but it's very close, and it should ultimately be fine, given a bit more time to recover. How's my economy doing? Not amazing, but we just conquered a bunch of stuff, so it's to be expected. All right. Fortress is done over here. Very nice. And I guess I may as well trade for stone for a second, rebuild that fort in not in Lavinium, rebuild it in Interkingdom. I need to build forts in Tiber and Lavinium as well, to be honest. Let me go ahead and just do that now. Cancel the sheep. Build the fort over here. I'm going to build a fort in Lavinium as well. Alright. And then go back to... Oh, I didn't actually trade for stone. Whoops. Let me do this correctly this time. Trade for stone. Alright, rebuild this fort here. Build the fort here. And then switch off of stone and go back to sheep. Alright, good. And actually, you know what? Just kidding. I can build one more fort. Let me build a fort in Tiber as well. I may as well make all these cities completely fortified. It's usually a good call. You never know when this could make or break the campaign. I mean, probably that's a little bit of an overstatement, but you know. Okay, cancel that. And get the sheep once again. Alright, good. Enclosure is done in these spots here. Alright, so we need to get more slaves over to take full advantage, but for now, this is fine. We just proceed. Okay. How is the election looking? Drusus is still the next person. We now have Fabia Prima, governor of Macedonia, coming in. I actually kind of don't want this to happen because I want her to stay the governor of Macedonia. I don't really need two amazing consuls when they're not going to really contribute to the other one, so I'm not from Maternum. Not from Maternum, no. Can I cancel wood requests from specific locations? I can at least deny requests for wood generally. I guess I'll just do that, because it'll be too hard to remember where I'm allowed to keep wood. I guess I can just keep wood for manpower everywhere. So no one can ask for my wood. There we go. Alright. Now over here, any things we need to change policy-wise? Yes, the stuff in Greece. Maticus Valerius Lepidus died in flagrante delicto. Okay, well, speaking of, I guess Magna Graecia in this case. Governor of Magna Graecia. Well, that's a shame. He was a phenomenal consul. Last episode ended a good job in this war, so that is too bad. Alright, we need a new governor for Greece. I guess I'm glad I have this thing open. Or for Magna Graecia, I mean. And the Valerii want someone from their family to be the governor. I guess I can make a Valerii in an office somewhere else. For now, we could put Publius Sempronius Sophus in this position here. That would be an option for us. He's arrogant, but he's otherwise fine. No corruption. 7 finesse is the best we have, really. Do I move her over? 10 finesse is probably better served in Magna Graecia, but this is helping a lot with the loyalty over here. Do I have some governors that are a little too good for where they are? Yeah, this guy here I may want to move over. 9 finesse is a bit too much for this area here. Let's put, let me find someone from that family. Yeah, here we go. Quossus Valerius Paulus, here he is again. 7 finesse is just fine for a frontier region like that. There we go, now the Valerii are happy. And you are going to be moved, Agrippa Fabius Lucidus, with your very good finesse over here. Now, please. Oh god, alright, fine. Switch these all back over. Why is he always picking the ones that have, like, the worst loyalty trend? Let's put it all back onto harsh treatment. Gotta wait again for another couple months. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Pirates are raiding me. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't care. Can't be bothered. Military tradition, once again. Okay, so I think what we do now is go in this direction here. Some of the stuff, this is all mostly just flat out military bonuses. Levi's multiplier, though, is really good. That is worth going for. Or do we go for the Italic tribe stuff? We could get a free fortress in Roma, which I guess is not the end of the world. Also, national fort infrastructure capacity +1. That's kind of a crazy modifier if you think about it. Because this is one extra fort infrastructure in every province across the board forever. That's pretty good. That's going to save us actually quite a bit of money. So that's quite nice. Anything else here that really piques my interest? We could build border forts if we grab this. Also, fort maintenance reduction. That's pretty good. Omen power? What? Okay. Loyalty of generals. And a navy. Yeah, let's grab the walled city. Heavily fortified cities dotted the landscape of the Italian peninsula for generations. In Rome, the Servian wall looms high, built after the catastrophic sacking at the hands of Brennus the Gaul, and affording the inhabitants a small measure of peace from the strife to come. Very good. Let's take a look at how this affects our fort maintenance. So 37.12 in total right now. Okay, it lowered. I think that's just a weird recalculation. This should ultimately be worth money in the end. So I think that's just recalculating from other stuff. So should be good in the end. All right, then I'm going to wait to do my naval buildup until I have the policy going, which requires, again, waiting for PI. Ugh. All right. Do not steal from the treasury. Do not conspire to commit treason. Don't do anything that makes me fire you, because I'm begging you, please, just stay in the goddamn seat. Hold it down. Don't force me to spend more PI fixing mega integration policies. I've been doing this for the entire campaign. Also, I do think I am going to manipulate this election. I don't want Fabia Prima to be lost as an officer and a governor. She's too good. I'm going to actually sabotage her political career to keep her in a lower position where she's going to be more valuable. As co-consul, she's going to be wasted. So let's smear her reputation. Incidentally, by the way, I'd be fine with her or with Rusas being the main consul, but she doesn't have as much support as him, so I'm going to target her and smear. It's more tyranny, so that's not great, but this will make a big effect on her popularity. And after a couple of ticks, I think we're going to see some loss in popularity for her. Obviously, but loss in succession support for her. Fabia Terte died. Pontifex Maximus. All right, new person for this. We could put Quintus Fabius Gurgus, who I assume is the son of the previous Gurgus. Yes, indeed, called it. We could put him in charge as the Pontifex Maximus. 8 zeal does look pretty solid. Could also put the former co-consul and former presumptive next co-consul, Claudia Prima, in there. But Gurgus is a little bit better, so let's put him in there. That looks fine to me. All right, good stuff. Man. All right, so over here. Now we just need to own Athenae directly, and we can't have Ptolemaics owning any territory or having any subjects. So Ptolemaics own Sicyon directly, which, by the way, we can now do. Oh, shoot, they have a new governor. But this guy actually isn't super loyal either, although he's loyal enough. Now, if we were to inspire disloyalty, he'd go down to 36, which is not enough. We have to inspire disloyalty and befriend him, so that's going to be possibly not going to work. Let me start a befriend chain. This way, if I don't become his friend, I haven't wasted all of the AE for doing this. So I think we have enough time to do this. I think doing this right now while Egypt and I have a truce, not that I think Egypt would attack me again anyways. I'd be surprised with Egypt declaring over the water like that, but they might, honestly, if they're not fighting anyone. They are incidentally fighting in the Greek and Anatolian areas. They're fighting the Ariarathids, who've been a rising power for sure in this campaign. Ariarathids are winning so far. That's good to see. I think Egypt just can't really reach their internal territories up here very easily. Seleucids are in the way. They've got all these people in the way. So Ariarathids are, I think, did they declare? I think they declared this war. Ariarthids declared on Egypt, despite only being a major power. I mean, I'm also a major power, but I have double their territories. But this is a bold move by the Ariarthids. But these guys have definitely been doing quite well, so can't say I'm too surprised. We should note that in terms of any kind of friendly relations with them, while the Seleucids are Hellenic like me, these guys are Zoroastrians. They're very unlikely to be friendly with me, although situationally they may agree to it. Situationally only. Seleucids are actually almost on board with an alliance. Now that would be quite a crazy maneuver. Roman alliance with the Seleucids. It's an interesting idea, but I'm worried about them dragging me into a war with Maria. That could be a logistic nightmare. Not that Maria is likely to invade me, but I would not be able to capitalize on that war basically at all. And the last thing I need is to be drawn into a war that the Seleucids get bogged down in, then I'm stuck getting war exhaustion. That could just be a mess. So let's avoid that if we can. I'll team up with the Seleucids ahead of an Egyptian conquest maybe, so that I have some extra strength in the area, but we'll see about that later. For now, no promises. All right, back over here. This needs to get switched back over to harsh treatment, unfortunately. Yeah, all of Magna Graecia is mad, but they're just going to have to deal with it for now. All right, on we go. This is nearly done. We'll be done at the end of this month, in fact. Come on, let's see it. There it is. All right, we've got Ad Picarius added to our nation here. Northern Sweep. Holy crap, finally. All right, more popularity for Fabius. That's great. We can found a colonia up here. Gonna probably found it in Hamaeum if we can. That's the best spot. And Dardania gets a population happiness reduction for 5 years. The Dardanian lands to the north have always been a thorn in the side for their neighbors, as well as any would-be conquerors from the south. It is time to prove that Rome is the exception to that rule. I can't put it there. What the hell is this? I can put it in Ulpiana? Where? Where is this? Ulpiana. Here? What? Or I can put it in Scupi. Scupi is a better spot. But Scupi is in Paeonia, which I already want Spinapara to be the capital there. I guess Scupi could be the capital instead, but this is just a waste of loyalty. This mission tree, I swear to God. Okay, look. I was gonna wait to like talk about this until it was further along, but I am planning to work on a overhaul mod for Imperator Rome. I've talked about this a little bit before, but one overarching idea with this mod is going to be to just remove all custom mission trees, because I really don't like the role custom mission trees play in sort of railroading your expansion choices, and situations like this where there's a perfectly good location in this province, right, in the location this mission targets, that I've already chosen based on my own planning, my own thinking, my own strategy as the capital. I can't even not do anything. I have to move the capital around, wasting loyalty in order to do this mission. Like, I'm trapped into doing this action. This is just not good game design. This is poor game design, and I'm going to fix it in my overhaul mod that I am in the very, very early beginning stages of planning. But I will make a video in the future once it's further along talking about what that's going to look like. But anyways, I think this is just the same thing that I just read a moment ago. Actually, no, this is different. The Dardanians have long been a thorn in the side of all their neighbors, no matter who they might be. Though they have been subjugated and put under Rome rule, we should found a local colony to civilize the region and introduce Roman culture and traditions to the tribesmen. Okay, so I guess we can make Scupi the location. Now, is this technically on the river? It is, so that's annoying. So Scupi's not going to count as being on the river, I don't think. Oh, it is actually. Oh, I didn't realize Scupi was on the river as well. Okay, that's actually not as bad then. So Scupi can be the capital, and it's not as big of a deal. I thought it wasn't on the river. All right, at the border of Macedonian lands lies Scupi. This will move the capital over from Spinapara, which I guess is fine. This staying a fort is a good idea, even if it's not going to be a city. It'll probably be a city. It's farmland on the river, but for now, Scupi will be the capital focus here. And Paeonia, let me check my notes here, is a manpower province. So, for what that's worth. All right, at the border of Macedonian lands lies Scupi. All right, that's fine. We have another trade route available now. Let's see if we can get more incense. So we can get more incense. That's going to be worth a lot from Maria. Maria, interesting. All right. Yeah, we can reach Maria a lot more now for trade goods. That's quite good. Okay. Good. A popular vote. Some politicians simply can't avoid consorting with the common folk. The ringleader of this rabble, however, involves one Drusus Valerius Paulus, who is the party leader. This guy, really? Huh? He's super young to be the party leader. Okay, Populares are grasping at straws with a 32-year-old party leader. Holy crap. I feel like, you know what's crazy? I would not ally or like be an optimatus in real life, but when I'm playing this game, I just feel so much constant disdain and annoyance with the Populares. I'm like role-playing as an optimatus IRL whenever I play this game. But yeah, it's crazy how that happens. Anyways, in return for the support of many of the deplorable populace, he would demand that we close an important import route to our capital, thereby providing the local people with greater control. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Fuck you, I'm not doing that. I worked to get those import routes. Okay, there's literally no reason this would ever be a good idea. Populares will be furious with me. Actually, no, this is not a consular vote thing. He loses loyalty, which I don't care about at all. And then Rome... Wait, is this the city or the nation? The whole goddamn nation? Oh, that's why I'm not going to do this. How are freemen in Greece 15% less happy if one trade route into the city, into the province of Latium is not closed? What the fuck is this event? This is completely outrageous. This makes me dislike the Populares even more, honestly. They get this stupid event. All right. I guess this is only for 2 years, so I didn't see that part. Fine. Fine, we'll lose the trade route. Let me check and see when I lose here. All right. It's all +1, +2 for gold, +3, +1, +1, +5. I guess we actually just keep the trade route if we don't mess with it, so we're fine. This didn't actually have any cost. Goddamn Populares. They're just so unreasonable. Here's the thing, right? The Populares are the closest party. Arguably the Boni are also closer, but the Populares, compared to the Optimatus, are the party of the people, and actually having the people's will be done by the state is generally expensive and inconvenient for the state, which is true in real life, so I guess that's why playing as the state, I'm more annoyed. But I am trying to play essentially an evil playthrough, as it were, you know, playing as a imperialistic republic, so I obviously don't endorse or condone any of the actions I take for this video game. Real states shouldn't do any of the things that I'm doing in this video game. It needn't be said, but yeah. Anyways, we now have Metius Cornelius Scipio, the censor, coming in. He is an optimatus, but he will lend over his charisma. So this is a better pairing. This way I'm saving my very good governor to stay in Macedonia where she's needed to keep things under control. Incidentally, how are things looking? Wow, positive across the board in Macedonia. That's crazy. Scaling from Siculia, yep. This is all nearly stable, or it is flatly positive. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. We're going to trend back up with our stability change, just given some more time. I need some more coffee, and that is a factual statement right there. I may take a break in a minute to go get some more coffee, honestly. I spent a long time before this episode doing all this planning, so this has been like an extra long session for me. It's only been 2.5 hours so far, but looks like Ptolemaics are still losing over here. I don't know if they can even reach this territory. That's pretty good. All right, more PI. I'm just going to save it for now. Oh, no, Greece, that's right. Oh, yeah, we got to switch this stuff. Harsh treatment. Nope. Nope. Don't do that. Harsh treatment. And then harsh. Nope. Okay, never mind. Okay. I'm going to also get the ships we need for this, but I'm going to wait again until I have more PI. to get the policy first. This is just going to require Athens, but then it also requires Nesoitic League. Who did they bring in? Kos and Miletos. Okay, this is just its own war. That's fine. Alright, also, I think my army should be ready again pretty soon. Okay, 8 months for Mega Integration. Let me just raise the Mega Integration levy so it's not affecting my economy as much. Have them. Also, we lost the Macedonian levy over here. That's funny. It's a close call either way. We'll use the Mega Integration levy to finish eroding over here. Use our money for that. Should be fine. Fugitives cross the border from Sorbonia in Transalpine Gaul. I don't care about that. We killed those guys. Who cares? Alright. Do another policy change. I think, what was it, 2 more to go? Yeah. Let's get this switched back over to harsh treatment. There we go. Trade with these guys. Alright, Claudius is cultivating quite the reputation as a man of decency and honor. Such virtues give our citizens good reason to feel safe, secure, and stable. Splendid. Oh, thank God. More stability. Please. Give me more stability. I need it. Desperately need it. Alright. Let's go back over here. Okay. Attica. We need to switch this back over right away. Oh, not quite, actually. Need to wait 1 more month. That's fine. Wages are getting really expensive, by the way. Consul, co-consul are asking for a lot. It's because of the corruption, I think. Censor is really expensive too. Is my censor super corrupt? Oh yes. Oh yes he is. He's crafty. That's not great. There's not much I can do about that. It is what it is at the minute. Oh, 1 day away. Alright, good. We proceed. Yeah, 18th of July. I'll just wait to fight the Greeks until... Well, I guess I could do it now. I've got a lot of manpower still. Let me think about this. So, war against Athens, who does this bring in? Brings in Messenia again, what's left of them. It brings in Pellene. The Athens war is an important chance to get Pellene defeated without actually directly fighting Egypt. Right. The problem is, I'll still have to deal with Andros. This is going to be complicated. I have to fight Egypt to get Andros, unless they break away from Egypt on their own, which doesn't feel like it's going to happen soon. At least for this first mission here, what we can do is fight Athens and or the Nesoitic League. We could fight the League first. Who do they bring in? We have a truce with them, actually. Oh, yeah. Oh, it ends actually later this year, so we could just go to war with them then. This could be a nice, genuinely, and for sure for real, with no extra things happening in my peace deal, small war for just these 2 territories. That's it. That is completely it and nothing more. I'm 100% sure about that. How are these guys fighting so many people? Like, what are they involved in here? Oh, it's because Kos is fighting Egypt. Oh, it's rebelling against Egypt. Okay. I guess these guys were allied with Kos? I don't know exactly how this happened, but Nesoitics are completely distracted. I should be able to swoop in, land here, grab this stuff, maybe sail over, maybe sack Naxos. Actually, where's their capital if it's not at Naxos? Where is their cap? Oh, their capital's here. It's at Delos. Okay, whatever. We can go and siege Delos. This should be pretty feasible. And if we declare upon them directly, they bring in Kos and Miletos, both of whom are distracted right now by this other war. So, okay, so here's the plan. So, in a couple months, we'll get our forces raised. We'll send the Italia levy to go do this, just so we've got the numbers to do a... Now, we should use the Mega Integration levy, realistically. We really should. Yeah, let me just get this while these guys are not protected by someone stronger. Yeah, so I will wait to use the... I guess I can do some roading in the meantime once these guys are raisable. Although there's not really enough time. We'll just use the Mega Integration Levy directly for this, which means... what I'll do is I'll send the navies over, and we'll just have the main Class I actually just transport them, and also bring naval supremacy into the area, just for this very quick little war. We're not going to ask for anything more than just those 2 tiles. We may need to get some more score to get them to do it, but we're just going to do a quick thing. And then while they're there, the Mega Integration Levy, after that, will then do a war with Athens. They're going to bring in a lot more people, including the Lysimachids, so that's a new development. Okay, this changes my planning a bit. Lysimachids are nowhere near as strong as they were before, but they're still a powerful regional power, and they do have a few more forces to work with, although maybe not that many. 21 Macedonians only is not looking so good for them. But they may have integrated the Odrysians, which if I was playing as them, I would have done under these circumstances. But they're also busy fighting that other war, so maybe they don't get involved directly. But then there's war score weight being added by them. Okay, other plan is that we attack... Okay, Pelene we want to attack through this war because we can't attack them otherwise. Messenia we would truce with. Aetolia brings in Sparta, though, and they also bring in Pelene, so that's a good alternative, and Athens. God, these Greek relationships are so convoluted. Do I really want to fight Sparta that badly? Sparta probably would need me to bring in the Italian levy, too. Man. But I gotta... While Egypt is distracted and sort of bogged down in other business, I gotta try to get their vassals and whatnot out of Greece to get this mission tree done with. I guess I can fight Sparta. I guess this is doable. These guys do have a sizable force. 114 Lacedaemonians. How does this compare with Magna Graecia for population here? I'm not going to be able to see this number, am I? The world's most useful number to know, and this UI won't tell me. I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. Please, just show me. Give me the one figure that is the cultural number, the number of Romans. Okay, here we go. It says it right here. No, this is still province-based. God damn. All right, you know what? We're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to count, all right? 68 plus 105. Okay, we definitely have enough. Actually, that's a turnum. That's not in the right spot. Okay, 68 plus 29 plus 43. Okay, 45. We definitely have more in our levy here than they do there. So that's the main point. So we've resolved that issue. God damn. All right. How do I do this? So, okay, first things first. Let's attack the league, get that territory squared away, and then we'll decide who we're going after next over here. And we can just use the Mega Integration Levy for that purpose. So we raise the Mega Integration Levy once it's able to, and then send it away from Heraclea. That is the plan. No need to get any more complicated than that. Although I will raise fleet maintenance preemptively. Sorry, I have to do this thing first. Sack of the Soul Shrine. The great shrine in Savo, dedicated to Soul, has been sacked by the forces of Volconia. I'm going to say we will remember this crime. I don't care about my relations with Volconia, or rather, Wokantia at all. That's fine. Around you come. You guys are ready July 18th. Alrighty. Alright. And then these guys will just stay here. Yeah. How's my Splendor doing, by the way? Not enough for another modifier, but we will keep an eye on that. Minor addendum. Yes, please. 6 stability for 10 PI. 100% worth it. Thank you. Yeah, I think I do need... I'm going to take a break in a minute to get some more coffee. Minister of Excellence, this guy's on a roll. Manius Claudius, in a fine display of financial acumen, has made significant alterations to the national budget. We should expect to see much better revenue this year. I want the 10% national tax, honestly. I think that's the way to go here. Oh yeah, definitely. Alright. Manpower continues to rise dramatically. 63 in Italia now, that's crazy. Yeah, these extra barracks are really making a big difference. I think we've built all the infrastructure here at this point, haven't we? Yeah. The manpower output in Italia is just going crazy now. And this is not without, and this is without everything even being on, what do you call it, Borderlands. It's all mostly on assimilation still, which is good, so we want to keep it on that. Oh, hold on, I can raise my army now. Whoops. Alright, raise the force over here, get them on the boats, and off we go in this direction for what should be a very quick and easy little war. So go ahead and raise army maintenance. I forgot to raise fleet maintenance earlier. Whoops. Did that as well. Fort maintenance shouldn't be necessary at all in this war, so we're just going to leave it off. You guys actually come to. My mistake. Okay. Trade with Lysimachids. Yep. Around we come. Once we get here, we should just do a landing attack, and that should be really the extent of it. All right. We have a truce with them still until 20th of September. All right. We only have to wait. I forgot about that. We have to wait a couple more days. So this gives us time for these guys to arrive here as well. On the 20th of September, if the truce counts as being gone, we will declare war and get this thing going. That will be pretty good. All right. Here it is. They just bring in Meletos now, so I guess that is the new situation. Works for me. Let's go for it. We're going to be going for Attica, specifically. This is the war target that we want. Okay, here we go. Fort maintenance goes back off. And you, land, don't depopulate. 5 population should be enough to avoid that, but please don't screw around with me. It's been a long recording session for me. I mean, not the recording session, but a long session. Alright. So this on speed 3, that's fine. Alright, took control of this. Now, let's see here. Over here, this stuff needs to be reached by... Alright, back on the boats. And then once they get on the boats, we'll come over here and grab Sistros and then work on Siege and Delos. Actually, we'll come grab... yeah, I'm not going to sack it. Let me just come over and grab Sistros, and then we'll work on Delos. Looks good to me. State's done. Good. Alright, come to Sistros. Please. Oh, wait. What am I thinking about? This is held by Andros. I am just being goofy. Alright, that's fine. Come to Delos. Whoops. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Oh, hold on. I did not notice. Oh, it's a legion. Ah, that's not good. Wow. Okay. This was like a crazy misplay. I was not paying attention. Okay, I think I may have underestimated the Nesoitic League. This just got interesting. How and why do they have a legion of 11 cohorts here on the islands? It doesn't seem like... I guess, are they Aegean? I think they are, aren't they? Yeah, that's how. These islands are more people than you would expect. Alright, this might be a bad situation here. Going into hills. Too small? What is this? A bunch of modifiers here. That stuff. Okay, I think we're going to lose this battle because of the morale, mainly. but we can retreat back onto the ships in a few days. Alright. Yeah, that's not great. Once we recover our morale fully, we should win the follow-up battle, so we'll just get back on the ships and get to recovering. This is not enough speed, so let's actually go back over. These guys won't move their boats because they're scared of me. Let's go over and just land these guys in my nearest territory of Charistos and get to reinforcing. So this is awkward, but not the end of the world. We can recover from this. 14th of November. Alright, you, now that you're in Roman territory, reorganize, and you guys come back over and keep these guys blockaded. Okay, this has just got a bit more convoluted, but should be fine. Egypt, what are you doing? Go away, Egypt. Don't even want to see you here. Also, let's see if they will agree to this very small peace deal, what this is going to be. Reset. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we have to probably kill this army to get this peace deal, but that's feasible after some time has passed. Everyone just sort of hold the fort down. We have the war target, so we're going to get ticking war score, so maybe they will change their tune in a bit. I guess we'll see. Fortresses in those cities are done. Very nice. And the fortress in Tiber is done as well. Good. All these new forts keep adding to my economic problems, but once I get some fort maintenance reduction, that will help a lot too. Stone from Yatia, yep. Alright, how are you feeling about this now? They're on the way there, but we do have to win this fight ultimately. We just have to wait for the morale, mainly. Okay, I think I can make it to the end of this episode before I get some more coffee. I don't like to do pauses in the middle of the episode if I can help it, because it puts the onus on you to like skip ahead, and I don't want to inconvenience you too badly, so we'll just proceed. I'm going to save my PI for the many, many, many things I need to spend my PI on right now that I'm not spending it on. Let's just keep waiting. Need more. What's your oratory perk? Let's go and just grab ambassadors. May as well. Content in life? No, scheme influence. Why wasn't he on scheme influence before? Did I not have him on scheme influence this whole time? I hope I did. I don't know. Appoint dictator. Interesting. No. Not that guy. Definitely not that guy. He's not that guy, you know. He's just not that guy. Alright, let's get up to full morale and then try this again. Round 2 with the landing attack. Alright, come on. Agrippa. I guess in fairness, we do have a worse Magnagration leader now, so I shouldn't forget about that. Foreign gifts. In a wise attempt to earn the friendship of the Roman people, the ruler of Volumis, Macatra I Orolosus, has sent us a gift and a handwritten note praising our harmonious relations and asking that the status quo be maintained when it comes to the status of our borders. Who is this? I've never heard of this nation in my life. Volumis? Oh yeah, our borders aren't going to change, my dude. Don't you worry about that. I guess they technically are one nation away from my borders, technically, through Castra Arcadawa, but thanks. Appreciate that, my dude. That was a little uncalled for, but I will happily take that money. Alright. One more tick, and then we will go retrieve the boys and go for a landing attack. This landing attack should be fine once we're at full. Although we're not going to be... Okay, our morale is really not looking amazing. If I increase maintenance, this would help a bit. But I don't have my normal morale modifiers going here, so... Maybe we can't win this attack, actually, because they're defending in hills from a landing attack, and they do have one more marshal, so this might not be something we can actually pull off here. Fortunately, we are trending up into the thing here. What we can do instead is actually just go down and start taking tiles directly. Let me just do that, actually. I think that's my best bet here, because I don't know if I can make this landing attack, and they're not going to leave their port with my navy around here, so let's go over, pick up the guys, and get to work. Enough screwing around. Let's get this war over and done with. I guess we may not even get to the next war in this. Maybe we can. Maybe I was overestimating how much weight 14 cohorts will have in an area like this. Although, We can see the Athens Legion right there, and it's not very imposing. I might just go to war with Athens right now, because I can just snipe their Legion right now. Who do they bring in? A lot of people, so maybe not Athens directly. Because this war here is going to be winnable from the war score tick after a bit more time. So I think we can just like let that proceed. Athens, who do we declare on? So we can't declare on Pellene directly. We can't declare on Messenia directly. We can declare on Aetolia directly, but then they bring in Sparta, and that makes it a lot more crazy to do. I guess I could declare on Iolia directly. Do I have claims on them? I don't, because they're not in Greece. God, I have no good options down here. This is just such a mess. I guess my best option is technically Aetolia, but then Sparta goddamn joins the war, and that's not great. If Sparta joins, I need to bring in the Italians, which I don't want to do right now. Ah, man. I don't have it in me to do a giant Greek war in this consulship. Let me wait for my much better follow-up consul, Russus, with his 10 marshal. Let's wait to do more Greek stuff until then. Let's just finish this war and get these 2 tiles and dip. So let's head down and just take Naxos. It's not going to take over everything, but we can start just taking the islands to get a bit more war score. Plus, it'll put this back under blockade, so that will be good. Come grab Naxos. Okay, now they definitely, for some reason, are not in favor of it, so that's a little crazy. We'll take Naxos, then we'll split and Carpet Siege. Yeah, let's wait for the next consulship to do a major Greek war against Sparta and Athens and all them. Don't want to do that right now. Alright, Naxos is worth a lot, so how do they feel about this now? Okay, they'll go for it after the monthly tick. Alright. That is all I care about. So you just wait here for now. Let's just wait for the end of April. We'll get these 2 tiles and dip from there. They're welcome to stay over here in the Aegean area all they like, but these 2 tiles belong to Rome. There you go. I knew you'd come around to it eventually. Alright, Nesowitic Attica to Rome. This was the war that shouldn't have even taken this much effort, but got it in the end. Very good. Alright, the Hellenistic local power of Nesowitic League accepts a generous peace offer. Yep, and without disbanding these guys, I'm actually going to just bring them back over and do roading now, which I've been not doing for quite a while because I've been doing other stuff. Let's get the roads built in the remainder of the episode. That will be a nice way to close things out. We'll just go ahead and drop them off, actually, at Crotone, which I do want to make the capital, but I have to keep waiting on that. And then we'll road from Crotone around and get the roads built. Okay, very good. Very, very good. And we have more territory now in Attica as a result. Good stuff. Eyes peeled for these pirates here. We don't want to run into them if we can help it. But these ships are so heavy, they're going to move slow, so also I'm still paying for stuff, aren't I? Alright, coming of the city of Scupi, our extension of new privileges and investments into the local infrastructure have seen Scupi grow from relative humility into a true Dardanian city. While still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered in a new era of growth and urbanization in the territory. Alright, now let's go ahead and lower everyone's maintenance. And over here, we've got this Scupi city because of the decision, or the mission that we did. This place being a fort still, I think makes sense to me, although I could put the fort here for the same effect, and it's also hills, and it's also more on the border. But this will be a city eventually, so I'll just keep the fort there. And then let's go ahead, and do I still have stone going? I don't. Good. Good, good, good. Let's go ahead and build a fort in that city as well, just to be thorough. Cancel the sheep, build the stone. Alright, get a fort over here. Good. And then this up here. Yeah, so let me build a fort at Hamaeum as well, which is the permanent city location for sure. Okay, and then the rest will be adding more territory too, so we'll come back to it later. And then over here, cancel the stone and get the sheep once again. Alright, good. I'll save my money for just the next consulship when I have a better finesse for building construction in terms of like other projects. So, okay, so let's build some roads. So we're going to build roads again between the provincial capitals / planned provincial capitals. So Croton will be the provincial capital here eventually. Build a road along the coast up to Heraclea. And then once we get there, I'll split this army apart and do 2 road projects at the same time, connecting up Magna Graecia to Italia. So that will be that. Another trade route available. Let's get incense once again, which I guess we lost before, so let's get it again with Maria. All right. That should help with our stability across the board. Yep, there it is. All right, we're now trending in the right direction. Also, Corrales, you head back to your home port, and just like the other one, Luca, you head back to your home port. Eyes peeled for pirates, though. These guys could cause us some problems here. Hopefully they don't. And we'll also, in the next consulship, build those ships, because I just want to wait to get the idea to get the cheaper shipbuilding. But I want to do that in the next consulship. I want to just wait for that. Pontus wants military access. No. Oh my god. Ptolemaics? What? Okay, I don't know how the Ptolemaics got up here, but they are active in the north of Anatolia somehow. That's a little alarming. Although, they're losing against Ariothrids. Are these separate wars, or is this the same? Yeah, they're allies. This is the same war. Okay, so Ptolemaics are completely blocked down in Anatolia, which I guess is good for me. I'm not going to complain too much about that. Number 2 in the world, Adron Hopera is now number 3, but Qin is expected as number 1. Let's go look and see what Qin's... Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck is this? Steppe Qin going crazy. Holy shit, Qin is almost reaching Bactria and Maria. Oh my god, that's bad. Qin is one uninhabitable tile and then 1 tag away from the goddamn Seleucids. Zhongnu, I need you to start getting up to some no good with Qin. You've got to start trying to stop this situation because Qin is going crazy. This is probably the strongest I've ever seen Qin do in a campaign, 54 years in. Holy shit. It's got the same emperor as well. I guess we'll see if once they have some successions, things start to break down. But my actual god, Qin is doing very well in this campaign. Yikes. Okay, we may have to be dealing with Qin a little sooner than expected. We'll see. Like, the Mediterranean's my sphere of influence, and I'm fine with other nations, you know, getting involved in these other greater regions, but so far, I'm just, I'm nervous about what's to come with Qin. This is alarming, to be sure. Alright, let's finish this road up here. Okay, finish that there, and then we'll split you in road. Actually, we can't split you because you're too small, so we have to still have 10 cohorts. That's fine, I guess. Let's first finish the road between here and Canusium. This looks fine to me. We'll just go around the forest, I guess. Get that connected up, just so we have better movement around on the peninsula. And that's nearly it for this episode, actually. We're near the end of the year. Russa's coming in with Manius Claudius now, actually. Okay. Not as good, because he brings more finesse, which is a resource or an attribute I lack in a lot of my officers, so I would prefer for this guy to not be the new person. I guess I could try to stop this. Let me smear him. It's worthwhile to keep good finesse characters out of the co-consulship office if I can help it. We'll see what we get from that. Hopefully someone with a good zeal or good charisma comes in as the new co-consul candidate. I guess we'll see in a minute what we're dealing with here. Okay, it looks like it is Scipio once again. That's who I would prefer, honestly, because he has good charisma, which is something Russus doesn't have as good of as he does. So I will take this pairing very happily. And it is a Bonnie Optimatus team-up. Works for me. We'll just close things out with a nice, peaceful bit of roading. That would be nice. Alright, finish there. And then, we're going to have to road through the forest one way or another to get this all connected up. So To road to Hadrontum, what's the fastest route? It's actually to do it along here, which I guess makes sense to me. But I kind of want to also road to Bodium, because this is also going to be a permanent city. So, let me do it like this. Let me make a... Let me think about this. Going like this might... I just don't know if it's faster with the road or not. How much of the force slow down movement? 30%. Here's the plan. Let me road from Heraclea. Okay, this is the faster route. Do it like this. Although I guess Lupia is going to be a city as well. What are we going to have here? Because this is going to be a tax location, so this is just going to be a farm. Let me road like this. And also... Yeah, actually just having it be directly to the capitals I think is fine for now. Although being able to reach the port location could be good as well. Do I keep Bodium as a city? Maybe I don't. I could make it a slave... What do you call it? A slave estate for the olives. Yeah, but it's good. It's a good location for the fort, though. That's the reason I kept it as a city before. That being said, I've already started to kind of change my mind about fort coverage in Italia, because I don't need this much fort coverage with my navy. All right, let's go for it. Let's dismantle Bodium. I know that people will yell in the comments about farmland tiles on coasts being just fine for cities, but I would rather have this be a slave estate, and I don't really have the population around here to justify that many cities. Tarentum could also become a slave estate, to be completely honest. Could do that with Tarentum as well. There's a lot of people here, but they could be redistributed just fine. Hadrontum is a better spot, and it's the capital, and it has Pirate Haven, which these other places don't have. Should be noted. Should be noted. Yeah. Okay. Revoke a city in Bodium. And then in Hadrontum, or I mean in Tarentum. Let's see. Well, okay. Tarentum's already a large location. Let me keep Tarentum as a city. I think that's fine. I think it's fine to do that. So, now this maneuver makes a lot of sense without the city up here. So let's just leave it at that. Okay. Good stuff. Swing around now. Election coming up in a couple months. Good, good, good. Scipio should be the co-consul ultimately. Shouldn't be too much problem with that. This road probably won't finish before the end of the year, so we'll see what we get there. But yeah, I think I'll keep Tarentum. I think 2 cities per province at most in these sort of outer provinces, or not outer provinces, but these provinces is a good place to be at if I have 2 good locations. Barium's also a fine location, but I just don't want to maintain that many cities at a time if I don't need to, or if I don't have a really good reason to. So we'll road all the way out to Hadrontum, and I guess also to Lupia as well. We'll do a little loop here next episode. Alright. That's going to be it for this year, though. Here we go. Appius Claudius Russus will now rule our glorious nation. 10-10-8-8, much better than his successor, or his predecessor, I should say. Bonnie remained in control, build cost reduction, and monthly wages reduction, and they want to construct stuff. Well, I want to do that as well. We're going to finish these roads next episode, but that's going to be it for this episode. Oh my god. Scipio's looking directly at me. Lee's just looking... Wow, I've never seen the picture look like directly at you like this. Scipio's giving me the eye. Okay, on that interesting note, that's going to be it for this tired and frustrated, but ultimately perfectly fine episode of the Rome campaign. For what it's worth, our previous consul did not die of cancer during his term, which is actually pretty impressive. 5 years with cancer in the Ancient Age. That guy is a beast, so good on him for making it this far. Hopefully he enjoys a nice peaceful retirement and he doesn't have too much trouble with his illness as time expires there. But that's going to be it again for this episode of the Rome campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.